Show, the truth in sports talk streaming. When you want unbiased opinions about your favorite team without the spin, all you have to do is find The Monty Show, streaming live and available 24 hours a day, 7 days a week on YouTube. And now, here's Monty.
Hey, yo, man, how the heck are you? Happy Wednesday already. Let's hump it up. That probably came out wrong. Pleasure to be with you on The Monty Show. As always, we are presented by the Advocates, the very best injury attorneys in the business. The Advocates, theadvocates.com, where you never pay the advocates until they win your case. Car accident, bike accident, you got hurt at work. You didn't deserve to get in that accident. You didn't deserve to get hurt at work, but you do deserve an advocate. Theadvocates.com. Make sure you tell them you heard about it on The Monty Show when you chat with an attorney live online for free at theadvocates.com. As always, we have a lot going on the show today, the least of which is not the Utah Grizzlies opening up the ECHL playoffs tonight right here at Maverick Center against against the Idaho Steelheads. Game 3 is tonight. The Grizzlies are up 2-0 in that series. That's a big one. Sometimes you just come out like so aggressive.
It's a hockey horn. What do you mean?
A little P came out for crying out
your
loud.
Your headphones are too loud. I don't know what to tell you,
man.
Good
Lord. Take it easy, way.
Okay.
Anyway, the Utah Grizzlies play tonight. Make sure you come out to the Maverick Center, and if you do, stop by the studio, say hello. And without further ado, here on the program, as the Pac-12 turns, we have exclusive details for you today on the show about what's going on with the Pac-12. You know, yesterday we did a deep dive into, how Apple TV works and how much assimilation there is with Apple TV and the sports universe. And very clearly that was not a lot. It caused us to do some digging. We reached out to TV industry sources, and we were able to really mine some information from sources very close to the situation that say 4 Pac-12 presidents have expressed significant dissent when it comes to Apple TV being the sole distribution partner for the Pac-12 conference. And the issue here very clearly is there's money to be had at Apple, but the question is, are Pac-12 presidents on board with a exclusive deal, which means no other distribution channels, no ESPN, no Fox, nobody else, just Apple TV a la MLS Soccer. Are Pac-12 presidents on board with that? We have told you for months and months and months that we know that several are not. And now we have been able to, through sources in the TV industry, confirm that the holdup with the Pac-12 and a TV deal is that they can't get on the same page about how much of this deal can be streaming. And we were told today that 4 presidents in the Pac-12 are not on board with streaming as the sole and what would be the word, channel of distribution for the conference. And I have to say, we've heard this now for months. This isn't something that's new today, but it is rather shocking that still, after going on 7 months now, this conference has not been able to get on the same page as to whether or not streaming is the right avenue to distribute their content. And I'm not just talking about football. I'm talking about all Pac-12 sports. And there was some belief, by the way, I also found out today, there was some belief that Apple TV was going to buy, the assets of Pac-12 networks. We're told that's absolutely not the case, that Apple TV is not in negotiations to buy, quote unquote, lock, stock, and barrel the assets of the Pac-12 network. But this is a really interesting turn of events because we're going to tell you here in about 5 minutes who these 4 schools are that we have been hearing about. But Jake, I don't know how you fix this because it's been 6 months at a minimum that this conversation inside the conference has been going on, and they are still not on the same page.
Yeah, and if you're not on the same page after 6 months, I don't know when you're going to get on the same page. And I think the trouble is, like we've talked about so many times, the trouble is that there's just not a lot of options. There's not a lot of ways out. There's not a lot of ways to build the yellow brick road to security and reliability in the conference. And I look at this situation with, several presidents not being okay with Apple being a tier 1, sole distribution partner. And I think that's an issue for a number of reasons, most of which obviously is that Apple has money. Apple wants to actually pay you, unlike so many others who don't, and you don't want Apple. And the problem is you're not really in a position to not want Apple. And the thing that's so problematic with it is Apple is not yet on the forefront of streaming sports. Yes, you do have the MLS deal, 100%, and by all accounts that product has gotten better as the season's gone on. We've heard from multiple listeners on the showroom here. We've heard from industry sources. Like, everybody has said, hey, the product has improved. But I don't think that makes Apple TV the king of sports streaming. I don't think that makes Apple TV the go-to when you want to see this sporting event or that sporting event. And I think that's what's tough. So for the Pac-12, it's really a proposition of, hey, do we want to be a trendsetter, and do we want to kind of change the fortunes of Apple TV, or at least try to, by allowing them to be our sole distribution partner? Or are we in a position where we're still trying to get $9 million from ESPN, or we're still trying to get this from Fox or that from CBS, or hell, even that from NBC, even though their CEO was fired the other day for inappropriate sexual behavior in the workplace. So that's why I say for the Pac-12, there's just not a lot of options. And that's why I say I think that they have to embrace streaming more. And I've always maintained that you could go all in on streaming, and I think you could be successful. I just think it's the unpaved road for you. In their eyes, it's uncharted water. The road is not yet built.
Yeah.
Like, it's us doing something that's never been done. And where I say, hey, that's an opportunity, they say, hey, that's a hurdle. And I think that is the major difference between the Pac-12 and the Big 12 and some of these other conferences.
Well, I think it comes down to what we talk about so much in life, which is, faith is believing in the unseen. And I think when you are the Pac-12, you have a very, and I want to be kind, but the truth is you have a very old leadership group. You have presidents that are not young folks. And I think that's a huge problem here, because my guess is a lot of these presidents, from as it's been described to us, want the nameplate. And they don't view Apple as the nameplate. They view Amazon as a nameplate, which is why I think you heard so much about Amazon Prime Video out of the gate very early in this process. And now you've heard a lot less. Because I think now, as we first reported on the show, we all know Apple is only interested in a Friday night game of the week. Amazon is only interested in a Friday night game of the week. I think we told you that back in November. Amazon was never in for tier 1 all in. That was never where Amazon was going. And the pulse that we get from Amazon is they're really just trying to figure out what sports is going to look like for them. They're trying to figure out how much and how far and how deep into sports are they going to go at Amazon. Amazon doesn't know that. The Pac-12 clearly doesn't know that. And now you're in a situation where you have presidents in this league, as it was described to us, that frankly do not want to do a deal that doesn't include ESPN and ABC. Mm-hmm. And it again goes back to this idea that Pac-12 presidents, and I don't know what's the right way to say it, Pac-12 presidents are very stuck in their ways. They're not people that want to look forward and say, yeah, let's be trendsetters, because I think they know that they are on the verge of disintegration. Because if you get the deal that we've all heard about, which is $22 million a year per school, that's not a deal that many schools are going to stick around for.
Right.
So if you can't get streaming and ESPN in some form or fashion, I think you're in real trouble. But our TV sources told us straight away, ESPN and Apple TV are not fast friends. That would be a complicated deal. It would not be impossible, but it is not likely that Apple TV and ESPN are in bed together on something. It is a very different situation than ESPN and Amazon, who I think would work quite well together, as it's been described to us. Apple does not share well. They do not play well with others. And I think it puts the Pac-12 into this situation where they're kind of in no man's land here, because they're not confident enough to do things that are uncomfortable for them as a group. And I think when you look at these presidents, there's a reason for that. One, they're all academias. They're all big brain people that run institutions. They're administrators. They are not scientists. They are not engineers. They are not innovators. They are people who read profit and loss sheets, and they want a bigger number on the P&L than they're currently being offered. And I think that's a huge problem, because if you're not willing to get outside of your comfort zone, and if you are only willing to do what you've always done, you're going to get the same result you've always gotten. And that is exactly where the Pac-12 is at. It's not where the Big Ten is at. It's certainly not where Brett Yormark and the Big 12 are at. Those two conferences specifically are innovators. They're doing things that are non-traditional to make themselves new money. And the question is, how long will it be before the Pac-12 gets on board with that way of thinking? And the answer is, I don't know, because it does not seem like that's something that's going to happen quickly.
Well, and every day that goes by, your opportunity gets smaller and smaller to survive. I mean, that's the...
It does. It very much does.
And that's why I've always used the analogy or the concept of like the Pac-12 is bleeding out here, because they are bleeding out. Like every day that goes by that you don't have a TV deal, you're slowly but surely losing the blood of your conference. And I think that's what's really tough is like, you're right. The leadership in the Pac-12 is older, and the older demographic in this country is not yet a demographic that is real comfortable with streaming and real comfortable with anything not involving a TV. And I think that's the tough part. Like, boomers are just not comfortable with technology even the way Gen X is. Gen X is quite comfortable with technology.
Yeah, I would agree with that.
And then millennials down are obviously the streaming generation. So it's like for the Pac-12, you're like one generation too early from really dominating streaming, and you aren't willing to make the jump. And what's fascinating to me is it's not even that I feel like the presidents don't like streaming. I feel like they just don't have a vision for streaming. Like Pac-12 presidents have a vision for how they would do a number of different things for their school, obviously, and all the things that they're responsible for. But when it comes to the streaming thing, they have a real tough time understanding, like, okay, Jimmy in his dorm room is going to stream how exactly, or how does that work? Or
yeah, they don't. I think they don't have a vision for it.
Yeah,
and I think empathy to the end user is something that's tough to describe if it's not what you're comfortable at. So yeah. I think this is a really important period. The next week to 10 days, I think, is going to be really important, because if we don't start hearing and we don't start seeing these presidents getting together, I think there's a real chance that this conference goes into a window where we could actually see them lose membership. Because I don't believe right now today, based on the conversations I've had with people, I do not believe right now today anybody is close to jumping ship. I just don't, that's not the sense I get. That's not, in talking to people, that's not where I feel like these presidents are at. That is coming. And if we get to, honest to goodness, if we get to the second week of May, if we roll around here and we're in a situation where, a week from now, it's going to be the 3rd of May. I think if we get to May 8th, May 12th, and there is not significant movement, if they have not gotten significant new data and information, if Pac-12 presidents by that second week of May have not moved pretty dang close to a grant of rights,
yeah,
I think that's when you're going to start to see things will get shook up. Because everybody keeps going with this July 1st date. That date is meaningless. That date means absolutely nothing. They are under contract for the next year and 2 months. It means absolutely nothing. What I'm telling you is, I think you have a bunch of these presidents that are committed to this conference. And I think you have 3, 4, 5 of them that are sitting on the fence. And I think right now, they're not going to say anything. But I think within the next week to 10 days, that's when you're going to start seeing people get uncomfortable. Because notice what we have not had lately. We have not had press conferences. We have not had interviews. We have not had, hey, Dennis Dodd at CBS or John Wilner or you're not hearing Stuart Mandel having long involved conversations with presidents on the record.
Yeah.
Because it does not benefit them. But what you are having, and we've been told this, and we've reported this consistently, the back channel conversations are ugly. There are some of these presidents who are just diametrically opposed to one another. There are some of these presidents that are, President Randall, Taylor Randall at Utah, has been nothing short of an integral part of calming the winds and the fires in the Pac-12. I think he has done, from what it was described to me, he has done a very, very important piece of business of calming people down. Mm-hmm. Hey, let's just wait. We gave this guy a job to do. Let's let him do it. And then if he comes back and the job's not done or not done well, then we can have new conversations. Well, I think that job not done or not done well or done very well will happen in the next week to 10 days. And if it's not completed, or if they're not, again, not to be redundant, but if they're not moved significantly closer to a grant of rights, you're going to start seeing people get incredibly nervous, because what they do not want in the Pac-12 is to kick off this football season and not have direction and not have a TV deal or not have a new conference or not have a new home or a path for next season. Because it's not an option to go into October, November, December 2024 and not have any idea where you're going or what you're doing. That's just not going to cut it. I believe firmly that we will get 100% clarity by the time fall camp opens up.
Yeah.
Because I just don't think these presidents are willing to sit and wait. They're just not. I'll tell you who those 4 presidents are coming up after we talk about Bucked Up, the official energy drink of the Monty Show. And I'm so excited today because I went to Ryan Gardner, the president, CEO, the founder, the big dog at Bucked Up. And I said, listen, my guys on the show have been asking me a whole lot about Buckshot, which is one of the newer products from Bucked Up that has really taken off. People are super excited about it. And Buckshot is that little energy supplement that you take to give you all day clean, long-lasting energy. That's what Buckshot is all about. It allows you to focus. It allows you to be more productive. It allows you to have that productivity that's not stressed, where you're tired or your eyes hurt or your mind's not focused. It gives you a better attitude. It gives you a better mood. It uplifts you for all day, long-lasting, clean energy. Buckshot from Bucked Up. You want to try it? Well, how about we give it to you free? In the description below on this YouTube show, and if you're listening to our audio podcast, hook it up. It's in the description below. It says free samples of Buckshot. You get not 3, not 4, 6 free samples of Buckshot. Your flavor choice. Knock it down, whatever you want. Hook it up. Try it out. That's the hookup you get on the Monty Show. From our friend Bucked Up is one of our favorite partners.
Yes.
Because they do stuff like this. They never ask you to spend money. They don't want you to take their word for it. They want you to try it because they know the product is phenomenal. Get in the description of this show below. Click on the link that says free samples. They'll send them right to your front door. Buckshot from Bucked Up. By the way, thank you, Ken Williams. Thank you, all of the Riley O'Brien, who said, hey, Monty, we've got the Bucked Up Miami back in stock. My goodness.
Let's go.
An ice cold can of Bucked Up Miami will set you straight. All right, real quick, I want to acknowledge our big tippers today. Stephen Smith gives us a $20 tip to say, does having the Pac-12 presidents thinking that they only want ESPN to be part of the deal and no major streaming, meaning they will get the deal of $22 million or less because of this stance? I disagree. It has been described to us repeatedly that the majority of presidents in this conference believe streaming is a valuable part of their next deal. But the majority of presidents in this league also don't want to sign a deal that does not include ESPN. Their concern is relevance, reach, the ability to leverage their content moving forward. And the issue has been that for so long, your content on Pac-12 networks has been quite literally meaningless. You have not been able to monetize it. You have not been able to leverage it. And now you're in this situation where you're about to sign a new deal that I'm told is 5 years. The idea of a 10-year deal, I think we've been pretty consistent with this. Nobody is going to sign a 10-year deal.
And you have Chancellor DeFastano up at
Colorado. That's right.
Talking about how, he doesn't want to see a 12-year deal. He wants to see, a 5-year deal, because ultimately this last deal, the deal that's expiring now, was I think a 12-year deal. And everyone, in his opinion, went past them technologically speaking. And
but Jake, that can't be his opinion, because that would validate the things we've been reporting for 5 months. So I think this is a made.
We're YouTube hacks, though, so
we're just the hacks on YouTube.
3/4 of this is inaccurate.
We've been telling you since I think October that that they want a 5-year deal, because they want to be able to renew and grow that deal down the line.
Yeah.
But so Steven, I'm not saying you're wrong. It's just not what I've heard.
Yeah.
It's just not what I've heard at all. The Hero 75. My friend is convinced that someone in the PAC will jump this week. He believes the schools want to hide the news during the draft. I think he's an idiot who thinks news like that can be hidden. Well, what I would say is, first of all, I think Friday night at like 10 p.m. Pacific time is when people hide news.
Yeah.
I think when you look at where these guys are now, Hero, I don't think they jump this week, because I think they are, much like Taylor Randall and a lot of other presidents in the conference have said, we gave George Kliavkoff a job. Let him do the job. I don't think any of these schools are close to making that kind of catastrophic decision for the conference.
Yeah.
Because when one goes, I believe you're going to get 4 or 5 or 6 that are going to go. And but I don't see that happening now. I don't see that kind of announcement until at least the latter half of May. I think what's going to happen is you are going to see that in about a week to 10 days, if they are not moving on, you're going to start hearing again.
Yeah.
When you start hearing people in the conference doing on-the-record interviews instead of giving sourcing and talking off the record, when you hear these presidents and these athletic directors come back around and they start talking about, hey, that's when you're going to know that they're getting antsy.
Yeah.
Because if this deal should have been done already. And you can listen to whoever you want. You can think I'm a jamoke, or Jake's an idiot, or whoever your guy is. But what this really comes down to is consistency in messaging. And the consistent message we have given you on this show is that they are going to allow George Kliavkoff to try his damnedest, because none of them want to leave this conference.
Yeah.
There is not a president, a chancellor, whatever you want to call them. There is not a member of leadership in this conference, an athletic director or a president or a chancellor, who's eager to go to the Big 12. None of them, not a single one, for a myriad of different reasons. There's not one. That's very different than saying there are many who would go to the Big 12.
Correct.
That's very different.
Yeah.
Because they would go. They're not excited to go, and I don't think they want to go. And that's why I said, like, with all due respect to your friend, who may well be an idiot, they're not going to listen. The first one who goes is not going to be looking for the cover of Night.
Yeah. I mean,
they're going to be looking for a megaphone and a huge stage.
Yeah, and you wouldn't go alone either. I mean, I just don't, like, you're going to go as a group, or you're not going to go.
I wholeheartedly agree with. I think you will go.
I mean, you notice USC didn't go alone, right? Like, USC, started it alone, and then obviously UCLA went with.
And USC and UCLA didn't make that announcement under the cover of darkness. Remember that. Let's get you these 4 presidents. 4 Pac-12 presidents are not on board with Apple TV as a sole distribution partner. That is exclusive reporting here on the Monty Show. We are told that the 4 presidents who do not want exclusive all-in deals with Apple TV are Arizona, Arizona State, Washington, and Colorado. Those 4 have been, according to our sources, high in the TV industry. Those 4 presidents specifically have been the loudest dissenters when it comes to all streaming deals. And their arguments are that is going to absolutely kill our reach. And that is going to kill our ability to put out our PR. That is going to kill our ability to promote ourselves. That is going to kill our ability to drive money through this deal. And I am also told the other part of the problem with the Apple deal is there is a subscription minimum to reach full valuation.
Yeah.
So one of the things that we were told, and I don't remember how many weeks ago it was now, but we talked about this on the show, where much like MLS, the Pac-12 would have to add a certain level of subscribers to Apple TV. Not, by the way, through a mobile deal or a 1-year trial. Full paying, full freight memberships to Apple TV that you can tie directly to the Pac-12. They will have to reach a minimum of that. And if they do not reach a minimum of that, they will pay rebates to Apple TV for their deal.
Yeah.
So there are some issues. Now, I want to make this clear. I am not in any way saying that Arizona, Arizona State, Washington, and Colorado have said we're not doing a deal with Apple TV. Don't get this twisted and don't say, well, hey, fan ass on YouTube.
Guys.
He said, what I'm telling you is, and I can tell you specifically, I am told President Kase has been a very loud voice in this.
Me?
President Kase and these 3 others have been the loudest dissenting voices. They want, if it's going to be Apple, and I am told President Kase would very much prefer Amazon Prime Sports. If it's going to be a streamer, Tier 1 needs to be on TV, on linear TV, and they would prefer that to be ESPN and ABC.
Right.
And then your Tier 2 below games, so your very best game of the weekend needs to be on ESPN. And your other content can be on your streaming partner. But under no circumstance do I believe that those 4 presidents will sign a grant of rights that is streaming only through Apple TV.
Yeah, and that's where I think, to that super sticker comment, tip we got earlier about, ESPN and 22 million, like you start to understand why the $22 million number works, because that ESPN has said, hey, we're only willing to pay the Pac-12 $9 million per year per school. And it's like, okay, well, if that's the case, that would be your Tier 1. And then let's say it's Apple or Amazon or, whatever your spice of life is. They're going to come in with, $10+ million. In this case, it'd be $13 million. And that's how you're getting to $22 million a year. So it's not really rocket science to do the math and understand how you could get to the low 20s. But I think what's really fascinating and dynamic is that I'm not sure that. So what have we been told today? We've been told that 4 presidents are not cool with streaming. And we already know that President Kase at Washington has been against streaming for a long time. That's not new. That's
been against 100% streaming.
Yeah, like that's not a new thing. And I think this concept of like balance between linear and streaming and just how far can streaming come up. I mean, I feel like right now in a lot of TV deals, it's like 80% linear, and then we're just going to throw some rando content on the streaming side and fulfill our obligations. That's kind of what it feels like. And I feel like that paradigm needs to come to the middle a little bit. The only problem is that the leadership in the Pac-12 isn't really trying to do that. And that's what I think is difficult. And that's why I think this Pac-12 deal is just dragging on for what seems like forever.
Yeah, while you hit the like button, I would also like to tell you that I think this has been a consistent arc of, I don't know, like it's evolved consistently on this arc of, hey, how much of this deal are we going to do on stream?
Yeah.
It's not a matter of will stream be part of it. How much of this deal will be on stream? We've been talking about this. Go look on the channel, friends. We've been talking about this back to August and September.
Yeah.
About this new TV deal. And I will just rest on our track record. You look at the guests we've had on this show, whether it is President Narvaez or, Commissioner Narvaez in the Mountain West, whether it is, our Brian at Scripps was on the show.
Yes.
You look at the fact that our sourcing's been pretty rock solid on this. And the question has always been, how much of this deal will be on stream? That's a big deal. That's a big question.
Mm-hmm.
And I think when you look at where this lands and you look at how this is all playing out, I don't think there's any question that the most difficult part of this, Brian Lawler,
Yes.
the president of Scripps Sports, was on this show. The interview is on the channel.
Yeah.
He talked about the Pac-12.
Yeah.
But I don't think there's any question that the grant of rights is going to come down to the percentage of the creme de la creme matchups in this league, in the Pac-12, that are going to be on stream.
Well, and the other problem is you don't have a plethora of creme de la creme matchups. I mean, isn't that what
I would agree.
The envy of the SEC is, that even your mid-table SEC team would be considered creme de la creme in other conferences? I mean, that's what enables them to make the kind of money they make, and I think that's what's really tough. Is like how is it that you're going to justify 2 games a week on linear that are your creme de la creme? I honestly feel like as a conference you need to have at least 4 games a week, like 4 games a week that are like, yeah, dude, like that's 2 really good teams, or at least one really college football playoff ready team, and then another one that's kind of scrappy, maybe a top 25 team or something. Like you got to at least have that. And I think that's what, unfortunately, the Pac-12 struggle with.
That's good, but you can't take Los Angeles out of this picture and think
that you're going to be okay.
It's a very difficult equation.
Yeah.
And that's the other thing why I say you can't rush into these things. I totally understand that. But you've had 8 months now. And the writing has been on the wall from when ESPN and Fox suggested the Pac-12 and the Big 12 merge, and the Pac-12 said absolutely not.
Mm-hmm.
I think the biggest indicator that there was trouble, ESPN was unwilling to compete with Amazon. They were not going to get into a bidding war. And who, by the way, we reported that first exclusively on this show, that ESPN was not going to get into a bidding war. Has there been a bidding war? There hasn't. Everybody else was telling you, ESPN and Amazon are going to fight it out. There's been no fight whatsoever because, again, as we reported exclusively on this show, Amazon doesn't want the whole thing. They want one game on a Friday night, but that one game becomes problematic because they're not going to pay you a lump sum of money, frankly, for being honest, for Arizona football against Washington State on a Friday night.
Yeah.
Are they going to pay for Oregon and Utah? Yeah, they would.
Yes.
But then what do you say to ESPN and ABC? Because you're not taking the biggest game off of ESPN. It's a no-win situation.
Yeah.
So there was never a need for ESPN and Amazon to compete. The first thing our sources in the TV industry told us was there's never going to be a competition there because ESPN simply does not view Amazon as competition.
Yeah.
It's why they were willing to help. It's why they were willing to consult on the NFL, because they don't view Amazon as competition.
And neither do I. I don't think Amazon is competition.
I don't either,
dude. I think they operate, in 2 different spaces. I think.
But no, you know why Amazon's not competition? Because I don't think Amazon is that all in on sports.
Oh, I agree with that too.
I don't think Amazon is like, oh man, we've got to dominate sports. Jeff Bezos, he's got a rocket ship shaped like a blue penis. We're all in.
We got to pay for jet fuel.
I don't think they're all in on sports. I think Amazon enjoys their current existence.
Yeah.
And they're trying to figure out where the consumer is going. And I think that is the bottom line on this.
Yeah.
Amazon is not competition. Now, is Apple competition to ESPN? Yes. And why is Apple competition to ESPN? because I think there's no question in my mind that Apple wants to own the entire planet of sports. If they could have the World Cup, the NBA, the MLB, NFL, they would take it all.
Thanks.
Absolutely, they would take it all, and they've got the money to take it all. But I don't think we as a sports population are there yet. And I think that's the thing that terrifies the Pac-12 presidents so much, that they know that the consumer's not there yet. So
yeah, and I think the consumer is just chilling. And that's the other problem for the Pac-12 is the consumer is not like, oh my God, like, man, I have got to catch this, Cal-Washington State game. My God. Like, you're not saying that. And that's
I have got to see Stanford taking on
dude, like, it's
Utah
unreal.
Tech.
Yeah.
That sleeping giant.
Holy cow.
Right?
Like, man, like, honey, cancel the dinner plans. We're staying home tonight.
Better order Papa Murphy's pizza.
That's what I'm, right? Like, no olives, okay? Like, dude, come on, bro. You're not doing that as a football fan.
You're not.
And that's why I say, I almost feel like the Pac-12 leadership just kind of lives in its own little bubble because you're operating as if you have this amazing product that everyone's going to watch. And you're willing to say, nope, can't have streaming as tier 1. Nope, can't do it. Got to have ESPN, even though we know ESPN doesn't want your product. What do you mean?
Scary.
You know what I mean? Like,
dude,
how do you operate that way?
It is scary. All right, less of us, more of you. Appreciate everybody here today. Please, if you're watching, hit the like button. If all 537 of you hit the like button right now, life would be very good. So
Thanks.
Please, if you have not hit the like button yet, please hit the like button. It helps us grow the channel. By the way, we are rapidly approaching 20,000 subscribers on this show. We are at 16,400. So if you're not subscribed, please consider giving us a subscription. We would appreciate that. Truck Stop Gumby, the first one in today, says, look who's back. Meat Rocket says, dang, I wanted to be first.
Dude, you're slacking, dude. You're slacking.
Matt Ritson says, saw Pac-10 refs going to the Big Ten today. Yeah, by the way, on top of all of this, there was a mass exodus of Pac-10 officials, which I actually think isn't a loss, it's a gain. Because Pac-10 officials have been terrible. I mean, it's incredible. It's incredible. Derek Myrie, what's up? A member of the show. Colorado will be at least 8-4 this year. I don't know. Listen. Prime was on Pat McAfee today. The Pat McAfee show. Now, I'm a daily viewer of the Pat McAfee show. Deion Sanders was on the Pat McAfee show talking about the mass exodus of players. Do you buy what Deion's selling?
It seems like now that people are transferring, though, everybody's trying to spin it like, oh, is it working? Is it working? This has been the plan all along, I assume. No hard feelings. You just got to build something there. That's what you were hired to do.
Man, you know what's so funny about this? And I'm trying to choose my words because I'm a head coach and I can't just say what I feel. Usually I do.
Respect.
But people got to be crazy to think this just happens. It don't just happen. You make it happen. You know what you want. I don't pull up through a drive. I can't stand people who pull up through a drive-through and don't know what they want. Before I get there, I know what I want.
Smart.
Right? I'm not just making this stuff up as we go. We know what we want, and I don't concede, man. I don't settle. I know what I want, and I know what I'm going to get. We don't settle.
Now, first of all, amen. Will you please stop sitting in the drive-thru line looking at the menu, you dumbass? That drives me crazy. Second of all, I love the guy. I'm a huge Deion Sanders fan. Coach Prime, I think, has been amazing for this conference. There's not a chance in hell that dude's winning 8 games with that schedule. There's not. And I don't care if Jesus Christ incarnate is his tailback and all the Jehovah Witnesses are his offensive line.
I don't care if Noah is playing, center, dude.
Yeah.
The seas aren't parting.
Yeah. That would be Moses, dumbass. Anyway, the point is, come on, man. There's no chance.
Yeah.
There is no chance that, no. Jeremy Callahan, hey, Monty, let's hump it up. What? Hey, I'm working over here. You know what I'm saying?
Let's hump it up.
What? It's hump day. It's Wednesday.
I know.
Is that not crazy?
Yeah, I feel like crazy. April went by in like a blink.
Rhett Williams says, Sko Grizz tonight. Again, Monty fans, I got 2 tickets to the playoff game tonight First to comment back gets them. Let's go.
Okay.
Who wants to
Rhett.
who wants to come on out to the Maverick Center? Huge game tonight. Grizzlies are up 2-0 on their rivals, the Idaho Steelheads. Rhett Williams has 2 tickets for you. If you want, just comment and let's get it hooked up. Tom Dubay, the Pac-12 has reality problems. They think they're the Ivy League West academically, and they think they're the Big Ten athletically. They're neither. Academically, I think the Pac-12 is
They're right up there, dude.
a fantastic conference.
Yeah.
They are. And I understand. Well, I don't really understand, but I understand people don't get it. But they are. Athletically, I think there's a lot to be desired. I mean, the basketball side of this conference is not good.
Mm-hmm.
It's not good at all. At all. Truck Stop Gumby. Big 12 is on its way to Mexico before the wall gets built. Easy. Connor Johnson. The presidents have signed non-disclosure agreements, so there is near 0% chance that any president have given insider advice to the Monty Show. Okay. I mean, that's if that's what you believe, knock yourself out, dude. And by the way, do you really think that a president's going to sign a non-disclosure agreement on a deal? You just ask yourself this question.
Bro.
A non-disclosure agreement on a deal that hasn't even been consummated. So let me get this right. I'm going to sign a non-disclosure agreement on a contract that doesn't exist. So I'm So I'm non-disclosing something that's not real.
And some only want to hear what they want to hear.
So let me ask you something. If they signed a non-disclosure agreement, and I know that's crazy, if they signed a non-disclosure agreement, can I ask you just a basic question? Why are they all doing interviews? And I know they signed a non-disclosure agreement. I mean, I am offended.
Do you know what that's like these days?
That the chancellor of Colorado would be talking about the TV deal when he signed a non-disclosure agreement. Holy cow.
It's not the best situation, and we all know that.
I mean, I don't know how. I mean, he must have a lot of bread to pay for the suit.
I don't know where people get stuff like this, but...
What an idiot!
What are you talking about? And by the way, if we're not talking to anybody, like we made this shit up. Oh, man, they made it up. Point out to what we've been wrong about. It's the same thing I say to everybody. If we're just so up in the night and we are on hallucinogens, what have we been wrong about? No, go ahead. I'm waiting. I don't want to interrupt you. Connor, I mean, you know. Like, this is a part that I just think is so funny. Like you're and Connor, I don't know what your motive is or what, if you just want to be likes to fight guy, but please, by all means, come on in. Let's have the conversation.
He's an assassin.
Starry says, I signed an NDA this morning. Can't say any more about it, Monty. All right, Starry.
You know.
What are you talking about?
Okay,
Like,
that was an epic troll.
Do you hear the shit that comes out of your fingers on the keyboard when you're
People
typing
are
it?
misinterpreting what I'm
signed
saying.
an NDA. Apparently, Colorado didn't get the message about the NDA.
Twitter's been going crazy.
I mean, you must not have read it, right? Because he just did an interview Saturday. What are you talking about? Tanner Plummer, NDAs are more famously used to cover sex scandals. Like, okay. Mike
What
Maples.
the fuck does one thing have to do
Seriously.
with the other?
Like, and I'm not trying to be a jerk, Connor. I'm truly not. But if these presidents and chancellors had signed NDAs, like Taylor Randall's done interviews, President Robbins at Arizona has done like 50 interviews.
Ray Anderson.
President Chow, or Crow rather, excuse me. Like, I mean, are you serious right now? What are you talking about? At least think it through. Think it through.
We were saying that.
Truck Stop Gumby. Imagine thinking the Ohio State is greater than Stanford academically. Yeah, seriously. Dude, you can say what you want about the Pac-12. Academics is not where you try to hit them.
Speaking of Ohio State, y'all see that C.J. Stroud video today where he talked about how you can't be stupid to play at Ohio State? He's like, pretty sure you have to be smart to play at Ohio State. Not as smart as you have to be to play at Stanford, my guy. Just saying. Just saying.
Dude, the damage that was done to C.J. Stroud and the absolute... I don't even know what you say about C.J. Stroud anymore. Like, C.J. Stroud is damaged goods.
I'm not a test taker, so I play football for me. But at the end of the day, man, I don't got nothing to prove to nobody. So I'm not going to sit here and explain how I process football. The people who are making the picks know what I can do. So that's all that matters to me. There's a whole bunch of people who know how to coach better, know how to play quarterback better, know how to do everything on social media. But a man in the arena, that's what's tough, is stepping in the arena 10 toes. So, and I'm going to stand on that. And I know what I can do. I know I can process well. I know if I'm not the smartest quarterback in this draft, I know I'm one of the smartest quarterbacks in the NFL when I step in there tomorrow. So I have that confidence in myself, and I don't think you can play at Ohio State and not be smart. So I don't got nothing to prove to nobody, man. At the end of the day, if you don't trust and believe in me, all I can tell you is watch this.
I mean, listen, and if you guys don't know this story, there's a cognitive test that they give, in this case, all the quarterbacks that are in the draft. He got an 18%. I said 18%. And Bryce Young at Alabama, I think, got a 98%.
You know.
Will Levis was number 2. And now C.J. Stroud, who is probably going to be the number 1 pick, is projected to be at the bottom half of the first round.
You know.
C.J. Stroud, yeah, I would admit you're not a tested dude. Thanks for letting us know you're not a good test taker.
Might want to learn how to take the S2 test because you just lost millions of dollars.
Oh, my
bro.
God. Can you imagine the humiliation that dude has gone on? It's amazing. Blake says, I blocked that Connor kid a long time ago. It's not about blocking him. I mean, but if you're going to come in and make, crazy statements, you got to back it up.
Which he hasn't.
Sports Exchange Podcast. You've been wrong about the Four Corners School leaving. We never said the Four Corners School were leaving.
Yeah.
I think we're the only ones who have told you Utah is not on board going to the Big 12.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I could be wrong. And you guys, again, Sports Express podcast, clearly you know more than I do. Last time I checked, Utah was in the Four Corners.
Yeah.
In that conversation. And I believe we're the only ones who are reporting, and mainly because we've talked to the people at the top of the food chain at Utah multiple times.
Yeah.
Right? They have straight up told us, yeah, we talked to the Big 12.
What's up, big bro?
And we double confirmed through the Big 12 and through TV sources, in fact, even, that Utah, who told us, hey, we told them we feel like we would lose academic revenue and standing if we leave the Pac-12. So right now, we don't feel like it's the right fit for us. We're going to stay.
Oh.
And, by the way, since you're new to the show, we've also reported for the last 2 weeks that Taylor Randall's been a peacemaker in the process.
Yeah.
And that he has been calming people down.
Mm-hmm.
We've never reported the Four Corners thing because we have not heard that.
It's a gimmick.
It is absolutely a gimmick. And by the way, I don't even know what the Four Corners would represent, frankly. Because if you look at Arizona State, they're tied together. That's not rocket science.
Yeah.
And frankly, Colorado, I don't believe that Colorado is the one that's on the gas pedal looking to get out of the conference. I do not. And again, what we've told you about Colorado is Colorado would, but they're not in any hurry because why would they be?
Mm-hmm.
No, we never reported that.
Welcome to the show, though.
But nice to meet you. Thanks for watching the show. Truck Stop Gumby, my NDA keeps me from talking about my NDA. There you go.
Kick a person when he's down.
There you go. Provo Cougar, Richard Tracy, you may have to watch OSU and Washington State in the Mountain West. I honestly think Oregon State is one of the schools that is a prime candidate.
Yeah.
That is one thing we've also, for the new folks, one of the things we've talked about on this show is that we have heard from sources multiple times, hey, keep your eye on Oregon State. Keep your eye on Oregon State. Now, unfortunately, Scott Barnes, our athletic director, just had a heart attack, a very public heart attack, unfortunately. I don't know if that slows the process down. They have a newer president there. Like, that's a real shame. And I hope he's okay, unrelated to whatever happens in the Pac-12.
Mm-hmm.
Barnes is a great dude, and I hope he's okay. David Floyd, why would Tier 2 and 3 be worth more than Tier 1? I don't think Tier 2 and 3. I don't believe that there are tiers anymore.
Yeah.
You also got to remember something. In football, they have at most 5 games a week. They only have 10 teams. So they only have 5 games a week here. So if you have 2 teams on bye, which is you're going to have to put 2 teams on bye when you make that schedule, because you can't have 1 team on bye and, well, what are they going to play, 2 versus 1? Right? Like, so 2 teams are going to have to be on bye. It's going to be like the old Big 12 schedule. You're going to have 4 games for a good part of the season. You're only going to have 4 games a week.
Yeah, and I think the other part of that question that he's talking about is this ESPN Apple conversation we were having earlier about, hey, ESPN, the Pac-12 wants ESPN to have Tier 1. Tier 1 doesn't mean like visually that, you know, ESPN is above Apple somehow. What that means is that the Pac-12 wants ESPN on linear TV to have their best games because they believe that's what's healthiest for the conference. So Tier 1 doesn't mean, hey, highest price tag. That's just kind of the industry language. Tier 2 for the Pac-12 is probably going to be worth, you know, financially more from a streamer than Tier 1 is if they go with ESPN. So you have to keep in mind that the tiering thing is not a traditional sense, if you will.
Yeah, I think it's one of those things where and again, this is just my opinion. When you look at the way these deals are done, right? And you start really think about this. What is the practical application a year from now, going into the 2024 season? What's the practical application for distribution for the Pac-12? Okay, well, if it's on Apple TV, okay, let's pretend the Pac-12 does a big deal with Apple TV. Okay, so how many bars are going to easily integrate Apple TV into their stuff? Okay, maybe some. So let's say you lose a quarter of sports bars across the country. That's the conversation that's being had in the Pac-12. They're worried about phones. They're worried about sports bars. They're worried about the AP voter that is the casual football fan, but absolutely is dialed into the SEC every week.
Yes.
They're worried about the AP voter in Tuscaloosa that covers Alabama, who when he's done writing his game story and it's 11:30 at night on the East Coast, he's going to go home and plop himself down on his couch or in his lazy boy and flip on Sports Center, but it's not going to be Sports Center. It's actually going to be USC and, oh, wait, no, it won't. Okay, so it's going to be Arizona State versus Oregon State. Okay, well, if it's on ESPN, he's going to watch that. If that guy has to find Apple TV and subscribe to it to see the game, does he ever subscribe to it to see the game?
No.
Not a chance in the world.
Nope.
He'll read the box score. He'll wake up on Sunday morning before he puts his vote in. He'll read the box score. He'll do his research. He's never going to see that game.
Yeah.
That's the practical application of it. They're worried about the ease because those AP voters, and I would even go further than that, the people on the College Football Playoff Committee. You have this expanded college football playoff now. So you have all these voters that are spread out across the country. Let's say Condoleezza Rice.
Mm-hmm.
She's buying wherever the Pac-12 TV deal is. Right, Stanford alum, she's buying it. But what about Jimmy from New York City? What about the East Coast or the Southwest guy, the guy in Dallas, who's got plenty of Big 12 football on Fox and ESPN? He's not buying Pac-12 TV. It's damaging on so many more levels than just how many people are watching.
Yes.
And then if you got to pay a rebate because the majority of people, aren't subscribing to see Pac-12 football, dude, you're in a world of hurt.
And that's already on top of the rebate to Comcast,
which is a totally another completely different part of this conversation. I'm telling you now, man, this is a very complex conversation.
But that's what I mean. Like for the PAC, it's not an easy thing. Like you can have when we have these conversations, like we can focus on the streaming side of it. But then, okay, let's say they get a TV deal done and everything's amazing and George does his back of the envelope calculations in the, hey, we got a TV deal done speech, right? Like, and everything is happy. Well, it's like, all right, well, we still got another problem.
Yeah.
We still got to pay back that $50 million. We still like that's what I mean. It's not an easy road to hoe. And that's why I think you have to have creativity and out of the box thinking to get out of this thing.
And this is that part of the conversation about, is Apple a good partner for the Pac-12?
What makes a good partner?
I think where it's easy to find and you make a bunch of revenue based on your TV deal.
Yeah.
Because that's what's going to happen is you and again, let's assume that they go to Apple. Mm-hmm. You're going to have some fans who are just they're going to clench their teeth and subscribe to Apple TV to see Pac-12 football.
Let's settle this right now.
But are there more fans that will clench their teeth and enter their credit card information, put a card on file? Or are there more fans who are like, no, fuck it, I'm not doing that. I already pay for too much stream. My wife's already riding me because I bought a new, I got this new putter and I got the Super Stroke grip on the Scotty Cameron putter. Like, hey, and I'm trying to get the new Callaway drivers. The Big Bertha just came out, man. The new Callaway driver just came out. She's going to kick my ass if I do that. And then I go and I pay, $300 a year for Pac-12 sports. I think the biggest concern, and my guess is people will pay for it, but I think more people will be like, no, I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it. Because I also think, and I've heard more than once, one of the arguments with Apple TV is Apple TV doesn't want to do it a la carte. Mm-hmm. Apple TV doesn't want to say to Oregon State fans, yeah, you can just buy the Oregon State package. They want you to buy the entire package.
Yep.
And it's to me, it's a ball buster.
Yeah, well, I think that's what you've seen with MLS. That's what you've seen with a couple other options.
Absolutely what you've seen with MLS.
Like, I think, it's really interesting. Like, Amazon gives you that experience. Like, on Amazon, you get to choose whether you want to watch Thursday Night Football or not.
I think you know what you get on Amazon Prime? You get the stats, you get the AWS Analytics channel, or you watch the game channel, or you watch, like...
That's true.
I don't know, man.
It's true.
And again, this is just me. This is just I think these are all issues as to why you have to be really careful when you are choosing what pizza you're going to eat as part of your ecosystem for Pac-12 football on Apple TV. I think we're all aware that it's the Taco Grande from Papa Murphy's.
Hi, I'm Kylie, and I make fresh, delicious Papa Murphy's pizza.
Hi, I'm Zach, and I make the Papa Murphy's pizza.
Sure, that's take and bake. We built it with the freshest ingredients. You bake it fresh in your oven.
By you mean me, so technically, I make the pizza.
Super good pizza, Kylie.
Oh, Kylie, so good. Right now, enjoy big-time taco flavors on a pizza with the limited-time Taco Grande. Papa Murphy's, change the way you pizza.
Papa Murphy's Pizza, make sure you use the promo code Monty25 to get 25% off your purchase of $25 or more at Papa Murphy's Pizza. The take and bake chocolate chip cookies are not optional.
No.
They're not optional.
This isn't linear streaming. Right?
It's take and bake
ESPN
chocolate chip
TV.
cookies. So make sure you download the Papa Murphy's Pizza app and get yourself any pizza you want. Their pizza's amazing. Get the take and bake, get the marinara meatballs, Papa Murphy's Pizza, use the promo code Monty25, but only after you congratulate and welcome Matt Ritson. Let's go.
Let's go, baby.
New member, Matt Ritson. Matt, appreciate you joining the program. Thanks so much. Appreciate that. And Donuts gives us a $10 tip to say starting a golf lesson fun.
I appreciate you, bro.
Tomorrow morning.
Yeah, we hitting them tomorrow morning,
Tomorrow morning. We are going out very early.
Let's go.
And we are going to hit some balls. So appreciate that. And Donuts, Stephen Smith gives us 20 more. Appreciate that. Now looking at the Big 12 in comparison to the Pac-12. The Big 12 will have a Rucker Park deal, the Mexico deal for basketball, and conference-wide pro day for football makes the Big 12 a better situation than the Pac. There's no doubt.
Yeah.
There's no doubt. And the thing about it is it's across the board. Okay, so am I a coach sitting in a living room? if Sonny Dykes is battling Deion Sanders for a recruit. Well, Deion is Deion, so he's got a really good chance. But if Sonny Dykes says to Mom, well, we'll be on Fox and ESPN.
Hey, guys.
Hey, by the way, we're also going to feature your son at Pro Day because, we're going to help him get to the NFL. We're going to have a Pro Day at Jarrah World in Dallas where every NFL scout's going to be there to watch your son run the 40. That's going to be awesome. Hey, by the way, are you a fan of Mexico? Do you like travel? Because, our basketball teams are going to. Hey, by the way, Rucker Park, the world, it's just endless. Oh, but Coach Prime. Yeah, but we got Rucker Park. Oh, but Coach Prime. Yeah, but we got Mexico. Oh, but Coach Prime. Yeah, but we're actually on regular, easy to find TV. And by the way, I know that your aunt, she's a little older now, but she's got that beautiful iPad. She can watch your football games on the iPad.
And
through the ESPN app. And you know what? Most of those games are going to be free on the ESPN app.
Yep.
That's a huge advantage. That's a huge advantage, in my opinion. Brett Yormark's burner phone. Be honest, I asked my dad, diehard Utah fan, will you pay for Apple to watch Utah football? Yes, but I am pissed. I think that's exactly right. I think you will have that diehard fan. And a Utah fan is a perfect example. There are no more passionate fans than Utah fans. They will pay, and I don't care if it's Amazon, Apple, doesn't matter. They will pay to watch Utah football.
I'm for real.
There is no doubt about that.
Yeah.
And you know what, Brett Yormark's burner phone? I think you're exactly right. I think you are exactly right.
Now, are you rocking a Nokia, or what kind of burner are you working with?
It's a Nokia flip phone.
It has to be, right?
Nokia
it has
flip.
to be.
Jim Choi, Pac-12 already damaged their brand with the PAC network. I think so. That's probably a different show, but I think you're exactly right. Jeremy Callahan, what is an easy road to hoe? Depends on where the hoe is. Tanner Plummer. Rice currently works at Stanford. I'm a little surprised that liberal Stanford accepted her, considering that she worked for the Bush administration.
Oh, please.
Always politics.
Oh, please.
Always politics. Nate B., you paid $20 to say that? He did. He started talking shit. And we appreciate that. McKenna Tech Dan, the holster freak.
Yeah.
By the way, McKenna Tech Dan makes amazing holsters.
Yeah, you guys can find him on Instagram at McKenna Tech Holsters. We actually have a promo code with Dan now because we had some of our listeners reached out and were like, hey, we saw he makes awesome holsters. McKenna Tech Dan is actually a one-man band. Dude is making custom holsters. Find him on Instagram, McKenna Tech Dan, promo code Monty. There is some leeway time I saw on his Instagram. I was doing some homework because he makes them all in-house and everything, but well worth your time. Check it out.
Yeah, check him out. McKenna Tech Holsters. I love small business guys.
Yeah.
And Dan's a loyal listener to the show. So, hey, man, if you're looking for a holster and a really good one, check him out on Instagram, McKenna Tech Holsters. J.K. Marshall says super stroke. Dude,
it ain't even a joke.
The Scotty Cameron Newport 2 with a super stroke grip.
You should put that picture in there that you took so people can see it.
I should. I have a really nice putter now.
Yeah.
I hope Mrs. Monty's not listening because she will kill me. The problem is golf is just so damn expensive.
But now we're kind of past that phase, right? Like we've exited the trust fund phase, and now we're into the try not to break stuff phase.
We have, but I don't know. I'm excited. I'm excited to golf a lot. Our guy Darren Ingram up at Canyons, the official golf course of the Monty Show, is Canyons Golf at Park City Mountain Resort. I'm telling you, it's going to be amazing. I have to find the picture of the putter.
Yeah, but we go to the PGA Superstore, and we're just going to spend 2 minutes on this. Then we'll
our guy Dallin.
So we go and see Dallin at the PGA Superstore over in Sandy, there off State Street. And we walk in and we're like kind of looking around, and we find the putter section, and there's like this huge case, and it's got this golden aura about it that
it's actually humming with greatness.
You know what I mean? And you see all these custom milled and drilled and filled Scotty Cameron, Newport 2s. That it's just a beautiful piece of equipment, and I think that it's sometimes hard to justify the price, but then you go out and hit it, and you're like, yeah, it justifies the price.
Yeah, I think one, screw you, Apple, because it's an HEIC file, which is so annoying because you can't anyway, take my word for it. Scotty Cameron Newport, too. It's amazing. So thank you, everybody who's contributing to that. Let's run through some of your comments, you guys. I don't mean to overtalk it. I really don't. Let's see. Jim Choi. We got plenty of football on Saturdays without buying Sunday ticket like the NFL. That's part of it. Michael Jackson, again, if academics are so big for the Pac-12, why is the admission of San Diego State not questioned? It is questioned. It is questioned. And if you're new to the show, we've talked about this ad nauseum.
Yeah.
San Diego State, it's not a question of academics or not academics. You know what it's a question of? You have no choice. You have no choice.
Yeah, that's true.
Because, again, as our sources have told us, okay, they're not good enough academically at San Diego State. Who's next? No, I'll wait. Go ahead.
Where is Aaron right now?
Cal ain't coming to save you.
Dude, there's nobody. Because SMU ain't doing it.
Yeah.
Fresno State ain't doing it. Boise State ain't doing it. You know why you need San Diego State? Because you need a presence in Southern California.
Yes,
you have
do.
nothing south of Berkeley right now.
Yeah.
I mean, let that sink in. You have nothing south of the Bay Area.
Big Ten does.
Right? Yeah, they have Los Angeles. You got beat in your own footprint. So the issue becomes, hey, if Southern California Toyota dealers wants to spray their advertising dollar all across the Southland, from Los Angeles, and hey, we're going to put it in Long Beach, and but Carlsbad has a really beautiful Toyota, and Toyota San Diego, and you're not getting any of that money. And Coca-Cola and Budweiser and Modelo, and you're getting none of that money. None, not zero. You're getting none of that money. So I ask you again, why is San Diego State important? Oh, by the way, they went to the final, the NCAA basketball final. You want them to go to the Big 12 as well? Because San Diego State ain't chilling in the Mountain West. I would encourage you, find it on our channel, Gloria Navarez, the commissioner of the Mountain West. It is an absolute foregone conclusion that San Diego State is leaving the Mountain West. She said it on the show. They're going to one of two places, the Pac-12, and we were told that San Diego State, I think over a month ago now, we reported San Diego State has had conversations with the Pac-12. We are told that it is simply a matter of time.
Facts.
But it has nothing to do with academics with San Diego State. And it's 100% to do with the fact that they need them. There's so much pressure now. Can you imagine San Diego State? What would happen to the Pac-12 if San Diego State wound up in the Big 12?
Dude.
Jesus, can you imagine the riots? Are you serious? It's not about academics with San Diego State. And the hard part is, and again, this is just me. The hard part is fans have trouble understanding the academic portion of this. And I don't get it. I don't get it. If you can't see that the current 10 members all make money, and a lot of it off of academics, even if they're not, and I'll use Utah. Utah's 105th in the country.
Yeah.
105th in the country, right? But why do they want to stay with Cal and Stanford? Because that relationship, the easy relationship, the absolute rubber stamp. Oh, we're in the conference. We have this, like the glad handing that goes on, the breakfast that goes on, the lunch that goes on.
Synergy is the best word, dude.
It's so easy because Stanford is. I want to say that Stanford is third in the country.
Yes, third.
In the entire country, you guys.
Yes.
And I look at the San Diego State. I agree. San Diego State's a problem. They're 151st. What is Utah? 150th.
Yeah.
But Utah's making money hand over fist on medicals, man.
And every conference has its trash at the bottom of the conference. Like, let's not sit here and pretend that, that the Big Ten doesn't have Nebraska chilling at the bottom of the conference doing absolutely nothing for like the last decade. And now Matt Rule rolls up and everyone's like, oh, Nebraska's going to be really good. Like, let's wait and see. Like, I think every conference has the ugly stepchild at the bottom of the conference trying to figure out what they're doing with their life. So to me, San Diego State, I agree, is not a conversation. It is a must-have. It is a non-optional, have to do it, like no doubt about it choice.
But you know what people don't think about? People don't think about the fact that UCLA is a massive loss for the Pac-12. Do you understand why UCLA is a massive loss for the Pac-12? They're 20th academically. By the way, do you understand why USC is a massive loss for the Pac-12? Because they're 25th academically.
Stay hard.
Like, you want to be associated with those schools.
Yeah.
And I hate talking about it.
And once
I
again,
truly hate. But if you guys want to, I'm happy to do it.
it should have never got here.
Should have never got here.
We shouldn't have to talk about, SC and UCLA being in the Big Ten. And this is the other thing about our channel that I think we have to keep saying, because we are getting just so many new people that are seeing us for the first time, is we love the Pac-12 as far as sports are concerned. Like, there are few joys that are better, in my opinion, than being able to watch like SC and whoever go at it during the Pac-12 after dark game. Like, it is a really enjoyable experience. But unfortunately, Larry Scott and the leadership of the Pac-12 has been so negligent with the conference that now we are here. And now we are watching the demise of the conference. And I do think it is really sad.
I agree. All right, go ahead and hit the like button here on the Monty Show as we talk about new information on the Pac-12 TV deal. And we call it every day on this show for all of our new viewers today as the Pac-12 turns. And that new information is presented by our good friends at The Advocates. TheAdvocates.com, the best injury attorneys in the business. Whether it's on a bicycle, it's bike season now, it's motorcycle season, it is scooter season, it is electric scooter season. Accidents are inevitable. They're going to happen. You have to be prepared to recover from those accidents, right? So go to the pros. Go to somebody who understands the circumstances and the details of what you're going through. And that, without a doubt, is The Advocates. TheAdvocates.com, where you never pay the advocates until they win your case. So you have nothing to lose. You can chat with an attorney live online 24/7, absolutely free at theadvocates.com. If you're with us in the great state of Utah, utahadvocates.com. And please, I heard from so many people yesterday who had been hurt at work. One of our listeners had gotten hurt at work yesterday, so it brought up a bunch of I got hurt at work stories. You guys, if you need workman's comp representation, if you got hurt at work, there's no reason for you not to talk to a lawyer. None whatsoever, especially the advocates, because it doesn't cost you anything. If you believe that your company is going to watch out for your best interest, 9 times out of 10, that's completely wrong. And they're going to help you, and they're going to pay my medical bills. That's all well and good. But why not talk to an attorney and make sure that you're really covered? Somebody who's not asking you to pay them, they're asking to work for you. They want to advocate for you at The Advocates. TheAdvocates.com. Make sure you tell them you heard about it on The Monty Show. If you're just tuning in today, we have had a big day of news.
Yes.
We have grind our faces off. We really tried to get a grasp on this Pac-12 situation because yesterday we had a deep conversation about Prime and Colorado. And, Monday we talked about whether or not the Apple TV is a good fit. And we really put in a lot of time and effort after the show and leading up to the show today to really get new information about the way that an Apple TV deal would work. And boy, did we ever get new information today. And that is that 4 Pac-12 presidents are not on board with Apple TV as the sole distribution partner for Pac-12 athletics. Those 4 presidents are Arizona, Arizona State, Washington, and Colorado. All 4 have expressed very, very passionately, from what we are told, that they are hesitant to sign a grant of rights that is 100% streaming on Apple TV. And a lot of the thought that goes into that is, A, the structure of the deal as it was described to us by sources in the TV industry includes a rebate for subscribers. So, hey, if you guys don't get 86 million subscribers, we're going to pay less in year 2 of the deal. And it's something that we've seen at MLS as well, that subscriber numbers are incredibly low from the MLS deal. And we showed you a graphic yesterday that illustrated that. You look at Apple TV memberships, this 50 number over here is 50 million users on Apple TV. that are not paying for the service. Those are 1 year free trials, either through their T-Mobile deal, but also there's a myriad of places where you can get a year of Apple TV for free. Those are 50 million. That 25 million number over here, those are full freight, paying subscribers.
Yeah.
They have twice as many free Apple TV users as they do paying users. And this leap into sports, part of the philosophy was there will be a lot more people who will come to watch MLS soccer. That has not happened. There will be a lot more people that will come to watch Pac-12 sports. Will that happen? We shall find out. But when you hear about these presidents being hesitant to do a deal where Apple TV is the sole distribution provider, now make sure that you understand what I'm saying. As the sole distribution provider, which means there's no TV involved. I can tell you almost from the jump, we have been told by multiple sources across the league that President Kase at Washington is one of the loudest dissenting voices when it comes to whole streaming deals.
Mm-hmm.
She very passionately believes that linear TV, a la ESPN and ABC, need to be involved.
Yes.
Really, many presidents in the Pac-12 want the best football game specifically, because basketball is a completely different animal when it comes to distribution. But in football specifically, many presidents in the Pac-12 are hesitant to put their best game behind a paywall. And I think that's the sticking point as to why you have not seen this happen as yet.
Yeah.
But I am not surprised by this at all. This does not mean that Apple TV is out. This does not mean that ESPN is out, although I was told today by sources in the TV industry that it is unlikely, not impossible, highly unlikely that ESPN and Apple TV would come to terms on a share deal.
Mm-hmm.
So where, ESPN gets, a game of the week and Apple gets the rest. ESPN is going to be hesitant to do that. So we'll see how that plays out. Again, if you're asking me directly, I think the most likely outcome here is a split where ESPN gets most of the games. I think that they will wind up with a minimum of probably 2 games a week. And I think that if I had to guess right now today, I would think that Amazon would get a Friday night game of the week. That is my guess.
Yeah.
I think George Kliavkoff and the presidents in the Pac-12 have tried to fight against that because it's about a $22 million a year per school deal. And I don't see them getting a grant of rights on that.
Yeah.
But I also don't see them getting a grant of rights on an Apple TV all-in deal either. I was also told, by the way, by multiple sources that Apple is never talked about buying all of the assets of the Pac-12 network. I was told that is simply not on the table or part of the conversation at this time. So
yeah,
take that for what it's worth. Let's get your comments in here because I really want to make sure that you guys have a chance to get your voices in. 105 is much higher than it sounds.
105.
Like academic rank.
Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
Chris says San Diego State gets everyone less money. That doesn't equal need. I don't disagree with that. I think this is the issue that we've been battling with San Diego State, frankly, in the Pac-12, is that do you add them before a new TV deal or after? And everybody loves to throw around the term pro rata.
Right.
Yeah, we're just going to toss in a
Get
pro
the
rata.
Pro rata.
It doesn't work like that. And if you don't know what a pro rata deal is, it is a clause in a contract that exists with the Big 12, and ESPN is the best example of it.
Yeah.
Where that clause says, hey, Big 12, here at ESPN, we'll pay you full freight if you add another P5 school. I don't know, like Arizona State.
How about that?
If they join the Big 12, we'll pay you $31.7 million each. Oh, but San Diego State, nah, we're not willing to do that. We're not willing to do that.
You know, the other thing I think no one ever thinks about is that you notice how no one ever talks about that, okay, yeah, the pro rata is going to pay this amount of money, 31 million. That doesn't mean that the school gets 31 million, dude. And no one seems to talk about that. Like in the Big 12, or hell, even in the Big 10, right? Like there was all this conversation about, hey, is SC going to get a full share? And, is UCLA going to get a full share right out the gate? And how's all the money going to work? Everyone just skips over the fact that the commissioner of each conference is that middleman, and the conference, is the gatekeeper to the money. So all the presidents have to kind of come together and figure out, hey, who's getting what and how are we delineating everything?
Right.
So Washington is definitely going to be getting a bigger slice of the pie than San Diego State. Like, that's a fact.
Yeah, I would agree. It's a fact that McKenna Tech Dan gave us 20 memberships.
Let me pull it out here, Dan. Here we go.
McKenna Tech Dan gifted 20 memberships. Selena Rodriguez, welcome to the membership. John Evans.
Let's go, baby.
Some guy named Dave.
Yeah, Dave.
Papa Cade.
Papa Cade.
Ho ho. Matthew Nichols.
Yeah.
Clayton Keon.
Yeah.
David Klotz. Michael Jewett.
Yeah, Mike.
Aiden Bynum.
We're breaking the drop, man. We're wearing it out.
Goathead Prime.
Let's go.
What's up, Goathead? Kelly Parks.
Yeah.
Archer Quick. And, of course, the Kingston Bunch. What's up? Welcome, everybody, to the membership.
Let's go, baby.
Appreciate you guys. If I missed anybody, thank you so much.
By the way, that drop's actually going to get played for real tomorrow.
That's right. NFL Draft is tomorrow.
Already.
On the show. Absolutely. Dave says, some guy named Dave. Boy!
Yeah.
What's up, Dave? Good to see you. Gabriel says, NFL Draft tomorrow, so you might as well test the heck out of that drop.
Yeah.
Exactly right.
Yeah.
Tony says the Big Ten media partners agreed to pay USC and UCLA a full share, but they were included in a new TV deal.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that worked a little different. That's why I think it's really awkward if you're the Pac-12. You're trying to add new deal. You're trying to add new teams. You're trying to get a new deal. It's a no-win situation. The bottom line is the Pac-12's got to embrace the suck somehow.
Mm-hmm.
And I will again say, if it were me, and it's not, but if it were me, I would absolutely go straight to Amazon Prime Sports and say, let's make the best deal we can make. We're going to suck it up. And ESPN, we'll give you one game a week. It'll be the best game of the week. We'll put it in the late window. Every single Saturday night, it'll be on ESPN. Now, will they take that? I don't know, because ESPN has actually hesitated at that deal. But if I were the Pac-12, I would do that, and I would start building new revenue streams. I would absolutely rip off every idea that Brett Yormark has come up with. Hey, he went to Mexico. Let's go to France. He went to Rucker Park. Let's go to Lincoln Park. The zoo in Chicago. We'll play basketball with the giraffes.
Yeah.
Like, I would steal every idea because they're brilliant ideas in the Big 12. I mean, as much as you want to hate the Big 12,
yeah,
you got to admit, those are some great ideas, right?
Truck stop conference, flyover conference.
Which I still think is funny because, hey, just so you know, there are truck stops in the Pac-12.
Yeah, yeah.
I would absolutely steal them. Mark Hales says, Holden Hiscock.
Mm-hmm.
Hiscock.
Wow. Archer Quick says, wow, thank you. You know. Mark Hales, what? Anita Dick didn't join?
Anita Dick.
That's amazing. And Donut says, pay it forward, you noobs.
Yeah.
Yeah, pay it forward. We love giving away memberships on the show.
Look at where we're pacing on likes, too. Great work today. Let's go.
We need 39 more likes. We like to get to 200, so please, if you're watching the show, if you're one of the 3,000 people or 439 who are currently here, hit the like button. We really appreciate that. Let's see, who else? It's the Lurkers. Get some. Jacob DeLambo says, hey, man. Everybody's welcome on this show. David Floyd says, great show, guys, from Washington, D.C. Wreck 'em.
Hey, are you
What's
pissed?
up, D.C.?
Are you pissed that they're not really picking up Chase Young's option?
That's a little shocking. The Commanders said today they will not pick up Chase Young's deal.
Yeah.
Bob Holsey says the Pac-12 in Vancouver. Could be. Renee Roca, you probably have better ideas than the Pac-12. But isn't that the only way forward for the Pac-12? get the best TV deal you can get and then go create new revenue streams.
Yes.
Go create new revenue streams.
I don't think they want to. I highly doubt.
Oh,
dude,
come on.
I have my doubts that the Pac-12 is like, dude, like, we got to create all these new revenue streams.
But you know what I would be doing? If I were George Kliavkoff, I'd get the best TV deal I can get. And you know why I'd want a ton of streaming? Because my ass would be going to Japan and doing a deal. I'd be going to Europe. I'd be doing deals with basketball leagues to come and play scrimmages and for us to go play scrimmages. Because you've already done that. What was it in China, I guess, where Clamato Ball got in trouble?
With UCLA.
Yeah, for stealing sunglasses or whatever. But I would absolutely be out in the universe. And I'd be like, hey, by the way, here's a QR code to get you a free, you can watch our games for free on Apple TV. Can you do something for me? Hey, you can watch our games for free on Amazon. Because guess what they have in all of those countries? Apple TV and Amazon.
Go play intramurals, brother.
You have to do it. Embrace that shit, dude, and go make your money. If you get a rebate deal from Apple TV where you got to meet a certain number of subscribers, dude, go give out QR codes. Go get people invested in your product. It's free, right? Do a deal. One of the best parts about this T-Mobile deal is, do you know how many free phones T-Mobile is giving away? Do a deal with AT&T Wireless. Do a deal with somebody where you're like, hey, we're going to go to countries where the internet and cell phones are not readily available. And we are going to serve those communities, and we're going to give them the internet, and we're going to give them cell phones, and it's going to have baked in Apple TV so that they can watch our sports. Now, do they ever watch? I don't know. But is that bad PR? Is that not a match made in heaven? You got to get creative now. Dude, you've got to go and do it. Go build basketball courts in Compton. Go, you don't have representation in LA. That doesn't mean you can't represent in Los Angeles.
I have a question. Did you just, off the top of your head, come up with a game plan for the Pac-12 to go to a third world country,
dude,
and provide cell phones?
I'm telling you. I am telling you.
That's incredible.
Yeah. UCLA also stole handicap placards years ago. Archer, that is a kick in the balls. You're not wrong, but you guys were Tim Floyd was handing envelopes out on corners in LA too. So let's take it easy, yo. Jay Rose says live streaming has geolocation. Let's go sync. Oh, I don't know what that means, but I don't even care. Who cares?
In opposition.
Who cares where they're watching it?
Yeah, it doesn't matter, dude. They're watching it.
You have got to off the top of my head. Are you really this confined?
Apparently, but that's what I'm saying. I legit wonder if they have ever thought about any of this.
But you know what I think? I think when you're in the middle of that and you're not thinking clearly, I think that's when you have to say to yourself, I need to get some buckshot from Bucked Up, the official energy provider of the Monty Show. Because if I had buckshot from Bucked Up right now, and if I had to watch the Monty Show and he would have given it to me for free, which from what I understand, the Monty program,
hey, Monty.
And actually I believe it's called the Monty Showgram.
Yeah.
Gives away buckshot samples for free in the descriptions of their YouTube shows.
Program.
Go get your free buckshot, you guys. If you're used to energy shots, this is energy shots on a whole new level. The thing that I love about Bucked Up, and the reason that we're in business with Bucked Up, is because their stuff works. And buckshot's the perfect example. It's all-day energy to help you conquer your goals with epic focus and productivity. And the thing I love about it, it's clean. It's not full of sugar. It's not a million, different ingredients. It's clean. And I think this is really important. It works. You need products that work. It's stress-free productivity. It is that uplifting of your mood and your mental clarity. I love it, and it's free, you guys. Go get 6 free buckshot samples in the description below. Click the description. It's right there. It says free buckshot samples. Click on it. They'll send it right to your front door. 6 of them. It's awesome. But I'm telling you, if you're somebody that takes your health and nutrition seriously, Bucked Up Energy at buckedup.com. Use the promo code Monty to get 20% off at checkout. This morning, I drink a shake every morning after the gym. I go to the gym or I go play golf at about 5:30 in the morning. This morning in my shake, I use Bucked Up Energy Greens, and I use Bucked Up Energy Collagen, which is fantastic, and I use Bucked Up Energy Protein.
What do you bench?
And it just gives me energy. Now, Idiot Face wants to go
He
wants to go to Holiday over there and get donuts. But I don't do that. No, friends, because I'm working hard on my nutrition. I am no longer the fat ass I once was. I've lost a bunch of weight. I am sleeping so incredibly well because I use good products like those at Bucked Up. The Buckshot is amazing. Go get it for free right now at buckedup.com in the description below. If you're listening on podcast, by the way, we do podcast this show wherever you Spotify, iHeart, Apple. You can tell, hey, Alexa, play the Monty Show. She'll absolutely do it. Anywhere you get your audio podcast, hook it up. The Monty Show on podcast. Truck Stop Gumby just puts in the bucks there. Ken Williams says, Suck 12 needs to think out of the box. The Suck 12.
Now, Ken, we've had some moments in the members-only chat the last couple of days, but I'm proud of you for that one. That is some good contribution.
I thought you said the Suck 12.
That's funny as hell right there.
Raptor 88 already hit the link for the Bucked Up shots.
Let's go, baby.
And Ken Williams, hello. Ken Williams is a buckshot user. Ken Williams, who's a great American. He's a farmer. Now he's retired. He sold his ranch.
Mm-hmm.
But his wife just started a business. Ken Williams, small business owner, guy that grinds. And he thought it was important. Ken is a member of our Instagram members only group. For $9.99, click the join button. Click the $9.99.
Please.
You can cancel anytime.
Please.
As Ken has done a dozen times. Allegedly.
I have been a rich man and I have been a poor man, and I choose rich every fucking time.
But Ken has this habit of putting in all this great food that he makes. He made like pizza bread today.
Dude.
God,
chill out, Ken.
What are you doing?
Oh my God, just like that. Oh.
Little Jizzy says 40% show, 60% ad. We quite literally have, I think, 4 advertisers on our show. How are we doing? We're not doing 60%.
Yeah, we're not doing 60%.
Archer, quick. Pac-12 should start a GoFundMe. Well, no. Pac-12 should start a member of, what is it? OnlyFans. They should start a fans only.
Yeah.
OnlyFans?
OnlyFans, yeah.
They should start a Pac-12 OnlyFans.
All the feed pics. Look at Ryan Flair's comment, 2 up. Right there.
Every membership given is money out of the pocket of the Pac-12 in that scenario. Well, I mean, I would never, I'll move on. It's fine. The Suck 12. Oh my God. Never name the 4 schools you said you would name. Yes, I did.
Yeah, what are you talking about, dude? We did.
What are you talking about?
We literally did.
What are you talking about?
Bro, are you guys smoking crack today, bro? Like, we literally did 5 times.
It is Arizona, Arizona State, Washington, and Colorado.
Yeah.
We've
how many times?
Dude.
Bro.
What are you talking about,
are you okay?
Ken Williams says Miami, LOL, bucked up.
Hell yeah,
Let's
dude.
go,
Hell
dude.
yeah.
And I'm telling you, if you get Miami, get it nice, put it in the fridge, make it ice cold. It's amazing.
So good.
Jacob DeLambo says, bro, my bench is insane now that that bucked up pre-workout.
Dude, the pre-workout hits, dude.
You joke, Mrs.
Yeah.
What do you bench?
Mrs. Monty is training for a triathlon. And I'm just saying. David Floyd says, I'm surprised Oregon was not one of the 4 presidents you mentioned earlier because Oregon has an interim president.
Still.
They don't have a full-time president right now.
As you can see, there's not much hope for you
left.
There's
still transition going on there. Same with Oregon State. Has a newer president.
Yeah.
There's been some turnover in the league, and it's not dissimilar to the Big Ten where Kevin Warren went to be the president of the Chicago Bears. And now but look who they hired. They hired a TV stud. So,
Yep.
Yeah, James, thank you very much. Oregon has an interim president at the moment. Tanner Plummer, it feels like 40% ads and 60% show content. Well, is that a compliment? Tanner, we're working on a promotion for you.
Specifically.
You need to check yourself.
Yeah.
Because the summer promotion that's going to be announced here pretty quick is going to be amazing.
Yeah.
Greg Romano, Playboy had several great girls of the PAC 8, 10, 12 issues. Yes, they did. Yes, they did. But the problem is I couldn't get the pages got stuck together.
Stay hard.
Anyway, okay. Let's move on. I don't know anything about that. How much is the Pac-12 paying to be located in downtown San Francisco? They're not anymore.
They're not. They used to be.
They used to be. Renee Roca, Rusty's ears are dusty. I think so. It's Tony Altimore.
Oh God, here we go. We had done so well.
I don't even, like Tony Altimore is a legend on this show, and I don't even know who that is. So I hope he's not like
Janus.
Yeah, I hope. Well, I don't know if he's a Hugh Janus. I have no idea. But I hope he's not an axe murderer.
It is what it is.
DeLambo, nah, I'm serious. My workouts are insane now, especially after working through a back injury. Oh,
dude, that's
good.
awesome, bro. Seriously, that is awesome.
My wife is, I'm so proud of my wife. Mrs. Monty is working on this triathlon training, and she's running like a stud, dude. Like I am super proud of her. Blake says 85% content, 15% ads. We like that. Oregon doesn't need a president. Phil Knight runs everything
That's what
there.
I'm saying, dude. Like seriously.
Okay, so Phil Knight is on the bench at, I think, was it the Laker game the other night?
I believe it was, yes.
I think half his face fell off on his black jacket. Did you guys see all of the he is just like, I love Nike. I'm a huge Nike guy. Please don't talk to me about China. I don't want to fight you. But I'm a huge Nike guy. I own hundreds of pairs of Jordans. Like, I'm a Michael Jordan dude. Like,
yeah.
Phil Knight weirds me out. You don't stare into the sun too long.
Yeah.
Because your eyes will explode. Go Tigers. Go Black, 45. Did you guys see the top 3 football refs left for the Big Ten? Yes, I did. But do you, in the Pac-12, do you really have 3 top?
The top 3 officials? Come on.
I think officiating is one of the main things that the Pac-12 has never gotten right. From having lawyers in the replay booth, and like the stupidity of the Pac-12 under Larry Scott, amazing. Mike M says that Oregon BYU game was sure competitive last season. Well, I mean, no, I'm not doing it. Mike?
Where is Greg Hawkins?
I'm not doing it. The 60-40 wasn't a compliment or a critique. It's just my opinion. Well, there you go.
There you go.
There you go. Stop being mid, Tanner. Ken Williams is bucked up today.
Dude, if you have Ken rolling out a mid reference on you, you're really doing well on the showgram.
Yeah. No, Chris, I'm not reading that comment. Blake said he's a very opinionated gay man that refers to the Big 12 as a sexual predator.
Okay.
Wow, okay.
Okay.
I mean, you know.
Yeah, that's stupid.
Roger Sales, I'm training for a triathlon too. Ping pong, pool, and golf. I love it.
Dude.
I love it. Truck Stop Gumby says China. Let's see. Ryan Fair, San Diego State needs to bring a military-themed game like UCF has a space game. Could stick big time. Yeah, I mean, I love the Gonzaga-Michigan State game on the aircraft. Don't you fucking do it. Don't do it. I see you working. I loved the Bulldogs versus the Spartans on the aircraft carrier.
Gonzaga.
Gonzaga.
I like Gonzaga.
You're going to get me killed one of these days.
Gonzaga.
Gonzaga, Michigan State on the aircraft carrier in San Diego was sweet.
Gonzaga.
I thought it was amazing. Tanner Plummer says, is your promotion going to be for RSL? Why do you care? Just too many ads on this show.
Yeah.
Jansen, it's weird to know Phil would sit in his office with no socks and shoes on. Totally weird.
Yeah, it's odd, dude.
Saul Goodman, go Tigers.
Go Tigers.
Go Tigers. Monty, it's the Suck 12. Thank you. Thank you. Our great Floridian, Maury Alvarez. Monty, keep Nike in business all by his lonesome. I do.
Yeah, we going to buy some Jordan golf shoes?
We are.
You know.
Spot on with the Pac-12 refs. Archer Quick says, dude, like when I actually covered USC, when I lived in LA, I covered SC football. There are some games that are just like, are you guys in the stadium? Dude, like, and you think NBA refs are bad. Pac-12 officials, like they'll wait till the final play of the game. They won't call like holding ever. And I'm like, oh, shit, that looks like a touchdown. Hey, Steve, throw the flag.
No.
That's holding. On who? I don't know. Make it up.
Congratulations, but that's bullshit.
Out of nowhere, McKenna Tech Dan. There aren't top refs in the Pac-12. We have better high school refs around here.
Around these parts.
Truth, man. Absolutely true. True. Jacob DeLambo says, I'd say 40% ads if the PAC is paying them to talk about them. Exactly right. Thank you. Renee Roca, I lost a good chunk of change betting on BYU last year. Never again. Dude, that Oregon
Apologize to that man.
That Oregon game. Jamie Bryce. Iowa fan here, but enjoy your content. Thanks, Jamie.
Yeah, appreciate you.
Appreciate Roy Marble forever, okay? You know who Roy Marble is?
No.
God, I'm old. I'm so old. I used to hate Iowa. Then one of my brother's best friends went to Iowa.
Q Janus.
For school, and that was it. I loved Iowa. It was amazing. Gary said, moved away from Nike, all in on Adidas and on running. You know what, dude? If I'm running,
yeah,
I'm a Hoka guy.
Yeah, how many people in the comments wear Hoka?
Dude.
I haven't been converted yet.
Oh, you are crazy. I work out. We work out together every day, so you know this. I work out in Hoka every morning.
Yeah.
So good. Although the Nike Huarache is a pretty good lifting shoe.
Yeah, the Huarache's tough to beat, dude.
But I'm telling you, the Hoka.
But the Huarache runs kind of small. You got to get like half size.
It does.
Too
It
big.
pinches the toe box is really small.
Yeah.
Which is different than a small camel toe.
Right.
But my point is, my point is the Hoka's the best running shoe ever. Jeremy Callahan says Gonzaga. Stop it. Jansen, Gonzaga.
Yeah.
Ken says soccer sucks.
Hey, you know.
Wow. Zesty's retro games. So if the Suck 12, are you happy now? If the Suck 12 survives, the Big 12 Zaga in what schools?
Yeah.
If the Pac-12 survives, I have to believe it's San Diego State and SMU. You just hear it too much. In the Big 12, boy, that's tough. Because I think the Big 12 has essentially, I think they're going to add Gonzaga. There's no doubt about that.
Gonzaga.
And I think it's just a matter of time. I don't see how the Pac-12 stays together.
Yeah. My opinion is that the Arizona schools both are going to be in the Big 12. And then I think Colorado will be there as well. And then you're probably going to pick up, an Oregon State or a lower tier school. That's my opinion, though.
Yeah, I would agree with that. I think it's very difficult, you guys, to forecast stuff like that, and I hate doing it.
Yeah.
We don't do it in anything else, We just don't. Jacob DeLambo says Arena Football with Space Force. Okay.
Okay, yeah.
If it's an RSL promotion, I'll care. You won't win. You won the Xbox.
Yeah,
You know.
He won that Xbox like 2 years ago now.
Yeah.
But he won the Xbox, so he's not eligible to win anything.
Sorry. Yeah, remember that. Yeah, and by the way, there are too many ads on this show, so.
That's right, T.
Yeah, it's going to be amazing, and you are going to be kicking yourself. You are going to be so upset that you were mean to me. You're going to ask your wife to put on stilettos and stomp on your ankle bone.
I'm so bricked up right now.
Telling you right now, you're going to miss it. His promotion will be for discounted colonoscopies, gentlemen. Oh, my God.
Damn.
Dude, I told Jake this today. Today's the first day my butt feels 100%. You ain't wrong. The colonoscopy prep is not nearly as bad as people make it out to be. Ken Williams says, Monty, I bought 4 cases of Miami. Really? Drink them cold, dude.
Do it. Do it.
I am all in. And again, you guys, I always tell you that you gotta drink your fucked up cold, dude.
Do it.
Gotta breathe. No, I'm not playing your game. Jeremy Callahan, Roy Marble reference. Wow. Who remembers Kenny Battle? I remember Kenny Battle.
Jackass.
J.K. Marshall says Brooks and Asics? Really? I haven't thought about Asics in forever. Tony Walshin, did you see Wilner's story on the head of officiating in the PAC?
So, were we not just talking about this?
I believe we were.
Like 2 minutes ago.
What?
officiating in the PAC.
We were.
Like, how?
Did John put a story out today? I have no idea.
Okay,
I have
now
no
I'm
idea.
gonna have to go and look.
I did not see it.
Come on.
I did not. Truck Stop Gumby says Crocs. Nobody wears Crocs. Stop it. Jansen, just like what they say in the movie Air, Adidas just means all day I dream about sex.
That's true, dude.
Waves in opposition.
I don't wear Adidas and all day. No, not doing it.
I have one pair of Ultra Boosts. That's it.
Me too. And where'd I get them?
Me.
Jake gave them to me for Christmas. Hugh Jazz Dick.
Bro.
Hugh Jazz Dick.
Dude.
Is that an official?
Hugh Janus.
Is that a official in the Pac-12? Our head official today, Hugh Jazz Dick.
Hugh Janus.
Hugh Jazz Dick.
Hugh Janus.
McKenna Tech Dan. The holster king of America. Adidas Ultra Boosts all day. They are comfortable.
Yeah, they are comfortable.
I
dude.
buy whatever's on sale at Academy. Ooh. I don't. Renee Roca, Iowa's great coach Hayden Fry is from my hometown of Odessa, Texas.
Odessa?
Did you guys see the? No. Nope, not doing it. I go opposite. Merrill's with zero support, Mike M says. Merrill's are comfortable. I wear you give me shit all the time because I wear the house shoes.
Yeah, but those are house shoes. Those are the
those
problem.
are
I
amazing.
give you crap about those because you shouldn't be wearing house shoes. You're not old enough to do that yet.
But they're super comfortable. What do
yeah,
you
but
mean?
why aren't you wearing your slides?
Yeah. Tanner Plummer, Monty, you should be outraged by the Suck 12 comment. Did you say you were a Suck 12 fan? I am a Pac 12 fan. Memphis to the Big 12. That's an interesting one. I've heard that before, especially with Penny Hardaway in basketball. Bob Holsey says, as long as I know how to love, I know I'm still alive.
I'm so bricked up right now.
Okay. Awkward. Renee Roca, Utah will lead the Mountain West. Stop. Utah's not. That's so mean. Let's see. Haven't bought Nike in 10 years. Might end that soon.
You
DeLambo.
have to, bro.
Let's go.
Get yourself a nice pair of Blazers
Let's
and
go.
call it a day.
Unleash the onslaught of ads, Jeremy Callahan says.
All the ads.
All the ads. Unleash all of them. Every single one of them.
Yeah.
All of them.
Yeah.
You know.
In God's name, image, and likeness.
I'm just... I think it's so funny that we no. I'm not playing your little games, sir. I cannot wait to talk about UFOs. Wait until you guys see the UFO video we have an hour from now. Little Jizzy says Monty is salty about some feedback. LOL. I'm not.
No, I think, I disagree that it's 60% ads.
We're very tactical about how we put ads in.
In fact, I would tell you we're one of the only shows out there that doesn't take any breaks, does 3.5 hours most days straight, and basically has one video ad that plays an hour outside of what YouTube does.
Yeah.
And
we have no control over what YouTube does.
By the way, the analytics are telling us that more and more people are going to YouTube Premium for our showroom.
Which means you pay for YouTube and you don't get ads.
Yeah.
Matt Ritson, I like Russell athletic clothes, very cheap on money. And I used to wear Russell all the time.
It's good value for the money.
Montoscopy. Yeah, dude. No polyps, though.
Yeah.
Clean bill of health.
Pipe job was clean, dude.
Dude. And it puts out now. J.K. Marshall, about time for pimping more Papa Murphys.
Yeah.
Exactly. We'll play you some Aaron Rodgers coming up in a minute. Tanner Plummer, LOL, Monty, I've been mean to you like you've been an angel. I'm perfect in every way, shape, and form.
That's right. You notice it's called the Monty Show, not the Tanner Show?
Yeah.
You notice that?
Duh. Kenny Battle. Jeremy Callahan says, Kenny Battle. Read my other one, Monty. Read your other.
Where's Ken's other comment?
Jesus, there are too many comments. Let me see.
There he is, right there.
Monty, I bought 4 cases of Miami na.
Okay. I'm not sure what that is, Ken.
I don't know what that means. I don't. Let's see. Blake gave us a $10 tip to say, why would the Big 12 add Gonzaga over UConn? Because
that's a good question right there.
I think that Brett Yormark's been pretty clear they want to go west, not east. And I am of the belief that, one, I think there's a larger move for UConn coming. We don't talk about it much because I don't know, but I'm telling you that, yeah. I think there's a larger move coming from them. The Tile King of Utah is in. Jet Wayman says, sup, ladies and gents.
Yeah, Jet, how's Draper these days, my guy?
Yeah, what's up, man? Blake says Upper Washington is closer to Provo than Yukon to Morgantown. Okay. You know. Because Yukon is greater than Zaga. Well, I think Q factor, I don't think I'd agree with that. But, you may well be right. Joshua the Balla. Trust me, bro. Wingstop Honey Hot Chicken Sammy. Oh, my God. So many people have been telling me about that sandwich. Not had it yet. Jeremy Callahan, what would be a larger move for Yukon? We'll see. I think UConn, the problem is UConn has football. So we'll see. I don't know, you got to wait and see. UConn, I think you have to wait and see what happens with the ACC.
Okay. Real quick. Ken is so committed to us reading this comment, which I agree. He does not know. Right there in the middle. You see right there in the middle? Ken doesn't know.
What the F is Hoka, LOL? Good name for a hooker. I think Tanner Caesar. Jesus.
Bro, Hoka is a shoe brand.
Hoka is a shoe brand, Ken, and it is remarkable.
Yeah, it's blowing up.
I love it. I am a huge. Like I said, I wear them all the time. HOKA.
The thing with Hoka is they're good for multiple things. So, like, if you're the hardcore runner, Hoka's a great place to be. If you want just a comfortable beat around shoe, Hoka's a great place to be. You know, like they just work.
Yeah. I don't disagree. Okay. Are you guys ready for this? JW, another Pac-12 ref just left. Jack Cass.
Janus.
Jack Cass. Said he's tired of the drama. So like,
see what he did there?
Jackass.
Anita Dick and me.
Jackass.
Right.
You know what
Anita
I'm saying?
Dick.
That's
Hiscock.
By the way, you guys know where that's from. Because I happen to run into this video today.
Waves in opposition. Anita Dick is an opponent. Waves in opposition. Holden Hiscock is also an opponent.
That is from the Florida legislature, and it's 100% authentic.
He just says it so definitively. He's like, Holden Hiscock. Like, how do you not?
Dude.
Like, how?
I don't know. Like, how do you say that not once but twice?
Yeah.
Hiscock.
In
Hiscock.
legislative session.
Waves in opposition.
How do you say that not once but twice?
Hiscock.
Dude, like, that's amazing. That's
Holden
real.
Middick.
Hoka and Hooka. Exactly
Yeah.
right. Is that like TJ Hooka? You know, no hard H's on this show, sir.
Joshua the Baller's comment, though.
He says drops are crazy.
Hiscock.
That's Chaboy over there. Tom says his assistant that just keeps handing him these names is hilarious. She didn't get it either. No.
She was smooth with it, too.
And she's like, okay, got to move on. They're not here. I don't believe they're in the chamber, sir. Where is it? Hold on. Right here.
Waves in opposition. Anita Dick.
Anita Dick.
Okay. Is an opponent.
Look at her. No, not here.
Waves in
Read this
opposition.
one.
Holden Hiscock is also
Thanks,
an opponent.
Julia. And the next day, Julia became a Pac-12 official because she can't fucking read either. Right.
And as you can see, I'm going through some shit right now.
She hands him the paper, Holden Hiscock.
Bet you weren't expecting this one.
Hey, Holden, you out there? You know the worst part about that video? We were at Costco like a couple of weeks ago now. And my wife goes, and I'm like, what? And she goes, and I'm like, what? And she goes, look at it. Look at his name. the facilitator guy who boxes all your groceries for the cashier. Buddy's name was Holden.
Hiscock.
And she's like, oh.
Hiscock. Hiscock.
Come on, man. Like it's permeated my personal life. Eric and Raleigh. Hey, Eric and Raleigh.
What's up, OG?
What's up, my guy? Dick Manlove votes in opposition.
Waves in opposition.
Mike M says Holden Hiscock.
Hiscock.
Geoff says I can't even say boobs without laughing. That guy's astounding. And he says it just like, like
the look out into the crowd is what's so awesome about it.
Waves in opposition. Anita
like,
Dick.
Look at his face. He never even smirks.
He's an opponent.
And the question is Julia
Waves in
laughing?
opposition. Holden. Waves.
Just watch Julia's face here.
Waves in opposition. Anita Dick.
Look at her cover her mouth right here.
Opponent. Waves in opposition. Holden Hiscock is also an opponent.
So wait, let me get this right. You handed him a slip of paper that said Anita Dick. Then you laughed at him for saying that with a straight face. You're like, so you handed him one that said Holden Hiscock? And
Hiscock. Hiscock.
Did you not read it before you or I don't know. Government in our country, friends. Government in our country. Mike M says that guy must have never experienced public school. Never. Right? Because I was in class with Tom, Dick, and Harry. Butter or toast for all the butter. What time does NBA talk start today?
What's the over on toast for all the butter being a second James Knight account?
Like a seventh James Knight account. Like 5 minutes because we got to do Monty Makes You Money because there's an early tip today.
Yeah.
Lee Jensen. What's the waves in opposition even mean? I must be too innocent.
Waves in opposition.
Essentially, that means that you're not going to say anything, but you're opposed to what they're talking. I'm sure they were talking about some HOA thing. Two Masta says sources, Dick Manlove votes in opposition. We were having such a normal show today.
My source.
Hugh Janus.
I was talking to the commissioner.
Hugh Janus.
No, I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it. Derek, don't encourage people with your stupid little laugh, Derek. Don't do it. Not a good take, Jake. Toast for all the butter.
So is that a yes?
Hey, Tim and Jake, pour one out for Raleigh sports today. Joe Ovius and Joe Giglio have their oh, no.
What?
Joe
No.
Ovius is the OG.
Dude, are you serious?
Oh, no. Joe Ovius is a stud. I worked with him at ESPN, and he's just such a good dude. ESPN's going through it right now. I have a lot of friends at ESPN. And the level of, I can tell you, and I probably shouldn't, the level of frustration at ESPN, because they just view the layoffs as not necessary. And this is the frustrating part about ESPN that we've talked about, with the fact that they're making a ton of money. They quite literally are doing well. And they're still cutting hundreds of heads.
And by the looks of his Twitter feed, he was not prepared for it, Joe.
You're never prepared for it.
Yeah, but like sometimes you have an idea. Sometimes you're like, all right, yeah, this is probably happening. But like,
I mean, do you guys understand they cut program directors and executive producers on like money-making shows?
Yeah.
Like
which is
shows,
precisely why we don't work for radio
shows
stations.
that are making big bread, shows that are like, and there's just no way to.
You mean you were doing your job and you still got fired?
It's insane, dude.
If I knew what I was going to fucking do, I'd have already done it.
And I loved my time at ESPN, and it is the frustrating part about this is, and I'll equate this to what I went through. I was at 1320 KFan in Salt Lake City.
Yeah.
And when I was the program director and I was hosting Morning Drive, we made more money than the station had ever made. The biggest year. Round it up, call it $1 million. My contract is up for renewal in October.
Yeah.
They tell me in June, hey, we are looking to sell the land under the transmitter. And we believe we'll be able to do that. We would love you to stay on until that happens. And they immediately took all of the money away that we could spend. So we didn't go to Pac-12 Media Day. Bonuses went away. So let me get this right. We had the top-rated morning show, arguably the top-rated afternoon show. We were making hand over fist historic money at that station. Go ahead, sell the land so that the station goes out of business. That's the problem with radio.
Yeah.
And every day somebody will say, well, why don't you guys work in radio, man?
Why would we?
Why would we? Why would we? Why would, like, we had a guy today.
Yeah, this is awesome. Real original.
Wait until you hear this story, because it's mind-numbing to me. This hour of the show presented by our friends at Papa Murphy's Pizza. Make sure you download the Papa Murphy's app tonight. Order your marinara meatballs. Have you not tried the marinara meatball from Papa Murphy's Pizza? Use the promo code Monty25 to get 25% off your purchase. $25 or more at Papa Murphy's Pizza.
At Papa Murphy's, we do more than just pizza. We do meatballs and marinara.
Actually, I do the meatballs and marinara.
And how do you do it, Dad?
How do I do it? How do I do it?
Order now at papamurphys.com.
Papa Murphy's Pizza. Use the promo code Monty25 to get 25% off your purchase of $25 or more at Papa Murphy's Pizza.
Yeah, this whole layoff thing is frustrating, dude.
So we're sitting here today.
Yeah.
And my phone rings. I'm like, go. 801 number. Okay. Hello? And it's some dude railing.
You're a douche.
Hey, is this Tim? Yes. Do you host the Monty Show? Yes. And he just goes into it. And I'm like, wait a minute. Who is this? And it's a real estate guy who, because we're moving studios, right? So we've been talking to a bunch of real estate guys. Well, there was this one particular real estate place that never called me back. They have the perfect spot, never called me back. So we said on the show last week, it's really frustrating that this place and this time never called us back, like just completely blew us off. Can't believe it, because there's vacancies for studios and office spaces all over the valley. And so this guy like is yelling at me about how I, spoke poorly of him. I can't remember exactly what he said now, but essentially, how dare you speak poorly of me?
Right.
I'll go to your whoever, your supervisor or your boss, and I'm like, dude, you're talking.
I'll just go over your head.
Yeah, that's what he said. I'll go over your head.
Oh.
And I'm like, oh, so you're going to go talk to my boss? Well, you're talking to him.
Oh, we got off on the wrong foot. Sorry,
and he
bro.
immediately pivoted to, oh, you know what? We got off on the wrong foot.
Oh.
Get out of here.
Let me ask this question. NBA in 3 minutes. Let me ask this question. Why is it that more and more people think it's a good idea, or an idea that will get you a result that you like? Why do you think that you can just call someone and be like, you're a douche, you're an asshole, you're terrible, I hate you, you're awful, like all these negative things?
Yeah, I don't know, because it happens.
Things.
It happens more than you would believe.
And then they want to say, oh, I'm gonna go over your head and talk to your boss. Yeah, there is no boss, dude. This is like, you're talking to him. And then they're like, oh, my bad, dude. Sorry, dude. Yeah.
I'm going to say that's not the best decision you've ever made.
Yeah.
It's really not.
And yeah, if you are listening, now we're not interested. That's the thing. Like, that's what I don't understand. Like, why? Like, we were interested. It was a really good spot. It actually is ideally located for us. But now, it just is annoying, dude. I don't understand why you would call someone and try to rip them a new one to get what you want, dude. It's weird.
I don't know. Jay Washington says, interesting of how they waited until this long before going off. Yeah, I don't know. 192 likes, need 8 more.
Okay, come on, let's go. Let's come through.
I'm slacking off. Yeah, if you guys could please hit the like button. We have had a ton of people watching the show today. I appreciate all you guys who have watched.
Yeah.
Please hit the like button. We always like to get to 200 likes. On the Monty Show, presented by our good friends at The Advocates, theadvocates.com, the best injury attorneys in the business, where you never pay The Advocates a penny until they win your case. See, so there are no retainers, no consultation fees. In fact, did you know right now you can go to theadvocates.com and you can talk to an attorney live online for free at theadvocates.com. And trust me, you guys, you didn't deserve to get in that accident. You didn't deserve to get hurt at work. You do deserve an advocate. Theadvocates.com, the best. I've known those guys for over a decade. It's amazing. Every time we talk to them, every time I've ever dealt with the advocates, they care about their communities that they serve in. So if you're in Boise, if you're in Phoenix, if you're in, Idaho, Wyoming, they can take care of you. If you're in Utah, obviously, they can take care of you. This is their home. I've known Matt Driggs, like I said, for over 10 years. Dude, really good people. Give them a chance. You have nothing to lose. Theadvocates.com. All right, let's get you to the NBA because we're about to tip off. In fact, we have in Cleveland. That means
the land.
It's the land. It's time for Monty to make you money. Remember when we used to say that exclusively? We would never say Cleveland. We said the land.
The land.
Which I used to
Hey, look, Cleveland turned it over. Who'd have thought?
Yeah, I'm telling you. Evan Mobley's a problem for the Cavs. Evan Mobley is a problem for the Cleveland Cavaliers. And underway in a must-win for Cleveland, right? Cavs are -5.5. The number's 202.5. How do you like this game? What do you see? Wow, geez, that was a brick.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, you'd expect the Cavs to come out and have a big night, I would expect the Cavs to win this game, honestly. I would. But the problem is they've been incredibly unreliable. And I think that they haven't made shots. And, we're going to get to the Suns, but I think that if you watch the Suns game last night, the Cavs need to have that kind of game where you make shots, you play defense, you do what you're supposed to do. And they just don't do that often enough. And that's why they're in the situation they're in.
Yeah, and Donovan Mitchell just missed a standing wide open three-point J.
Yeah.
Which is remarkable. 2-0 Knicks. I love the Cavs in this game. I think it is the only way to duck at this game is to go with Cleveland to cover the 5.5, and I think it goes over the 202.
Yeah, I definitely think it goes over the 202. They're only running the 202 thing because Cleveland has this propensity to score 79 points, but I don't think you're scoring 79 points at home. So I think you go over, but I'm not confident in either of these two teams. I think that Cleveland, on this game, I would bet Cleveland. I would bet them to cover, and I would bet it to go over. I'm with you on it. But I'm not 100% like no doubt about it. That's going to win tonight.
What do you get from Donovan Mitchell tonight? Because I think 30 points is the minimum.
I think 30 is the over/under.
This is an elimination game.
Yeah,
it's Knicks. By the way, if you haven't been following it, Knicks are up 3-1, and the Cavs were brutal in Game 4.
Mm-hmm.
And Donovan, what did he have? 11 points or something stupid like that.
Yeah, you'd expect him to come out and have a big night.
This is a must-win, and I don't care if he's hurt. I don't want to hear that, he's just trying to find his way. Dude, this is the NBA playoffs, and you're either going to perform or you're going to go home tonight.
Yeah.
And both of these teams are a mess, frankly, right now. They've missed layups and threes, and they're turning the ball over left and right as the Knicks run out on a 2-on-1 that leads to oh, my God. Josh Hart missed a layup. A wide open layup, and R.J. Barrett missed a wide open tip. So that's how it's going to be tonight.
But that's what this series has been, right? Like, it's been a series where a lot of bad basketball
has been
played.
That's right.
And I'm not saying that either of these two teams suck. They're just not playing good ball right now. They're just not.
At all. And I think you look at this game, this could easily be 10-4 Knicks. And they've missed open jumpers, and they've missed now 3 layups.
Yeah.
So I'm taking Cleveland to win this game. I think they cover. I think it goes over. And another Knick turnover. I should just turn it off. Cavs will win this game by 5.5. Where are you guys in the comments section on this game? Let's see. Plenty of toast for all the butter. Mitchell needs to pull out one of those 50-point games. Yes, he does.
Dude, I'm with you.
Ken Williams says Jazz for life. Renee Roca. He take it tonight. I don't know about that. That's going to be tough. We're going to talk about that game in a minute. Donnie, ride or die with your brother. Well, I'm a Donnie guy, and he's got to perform. And the other guy that's got to perform for Cleveland just knocked down a 3, and that is Karis LeVert. I think that's a huge one.
Yeah.
Let's see. Lamont Tucker says UConn to the Big Ten. Could it be? I think it could be. Blake says, well, R.J. Barrett has been no bueno. Well, he was pretty bueno last game. He's a big part of the reason they won that game.
But again, an inconsistent player.
Yeah, it doesn't continue.
One game he's hot, one game he's cold.
Boyd Lake, the king of SEO. What's up, Boyd? Good to see you, my friend. The load management are done, too. Got to get ready to manage the load next year. I mean, as a man, I think we're always managing our loads.
Yeah, I mean, load management is a crucial life skill,
Ken Williams says Jazz.
Yeah.
Lakers,
No.
Lakers play tonight, by the way. Arush says Dimple.
Okay.
Mike M says Jim Butt, and Gary says Lakers close out. I think these games tonight, these are the games that define who you are as a basketball team. I think when you look at these games tonight, as Riley O'Brien says, there are no resets.
Right, no resets.
Right?
Right, no resets.
Ain't no reset.
That's right. Ain't no reset.
Ain't no reset.
Knicks have now missed 7 layups. Let's make that 8. My God.
Yeah.
I think that you have to close this out tonight. If this goes back to the Garden, I think Cleveland wins the series. If this gets the 3-2, I think Cleveland's got a legit shot to win the series. Because that means Don and LeVert went off. That's what that means.
Yeah, I think, I don't know. I don't trust either of these two teams, and I really don't have a great grip on how on how this game itself is going to go.
The Cavs are going to pull away in the second half.
I hope so.
This is going to be an ugly basketball game for the first quarter, and then I think the Cavs will pull away in the second half.
I hope so.
All right. Ken Williams says the Lakers suck. Okay. I don't know. The Knicks might end it today. I would love to see that happen as a casual observer of the New York Knicks. I'd love to see that happen, but I don't trust R.J. Barrett. And the only way they win this game tonight is if R.J. Barrett gives them 20 to 25 points.
Yeah.
And I just don't see him doing that. He's not been that guy this year. He's pouted all year long. And I just don't see him doing that. Man, the Cavs look terrible. The Cavs look absolutely terrible.
Brick after brick.
Keaton Critchlow says, I took the Knicks spread. You did? What'd you get it at, Keaton? Mike N, can AD stay healthy through a playoff run? Not a chance. Not a chance. Lakers at Memphis coming up in about 20 minutes.
No smoke.
Yeah, apparently you are, Ja. -4, 222.5. The Grizz are favored. I love when the Memphis Grizzlies lose.
Soft person tendency.
But here's the problem. I think Anthony Davis is not healthy now with this hip injury thing. And I have no belief that Anthony Davis is going to come through for the Lakers. And
After
I think
the street close Davis.
If they don't close tonight, they're going to lose this series.
Yeah. Must-win game.
I don't know how else you would even look at it.
Yep.
And I think they've done a really good job defensively. I think Dennis Schroeder has given them a ton, which I think is hugely important. Dude, I'm telling you right now, if you're the Lakers and you want to win this series, you got to win tonight.
Yeah.
You got to win tonight.
Well, and I think it's really interesting. Like when you have the 3-1 advantage, you got to just put it to bed ASAP as soon as possible. Because the other thing that needs to be said is the Lakers need the rest. They're not a young team, and I think Bron's feeling it. Obviously, like you just talked about with Anthony Davis's hip, like you got some guys on that team that are banged up and could really use a day or two to just kind of rehab their body, get some ice baths going, like all the stuff that you need to do to get your body right. They could really use that. And I think that, unfortunately, Anthony Street Clothes Davis is going to continue to be street clothes. So, what do you do?
The answer is I don't know what you do. And the number in this game is very interesting. It's -4. The question is, do you think Memphis wins or do you think the Lakers win?
Yeah, for me, I want to take the Lakers in this game. I do, but I don't trust them. So I think you got to go with Memphis. I think it's a tight game. Memphis wins by 1 possession, and I think you're under.
I think the Lakers win, and I think you're over.
Okay.
Because both these teams can score. But again, I think Memphis is mentally beat. And the thing that I'm curious about is what is Jaren Jackson Jr.? That's what I need to know. Because who's the Devin Booker in this game? Who is it?
I mean, it should be Ja, but it's not.
But it hasn't been.
Yeah.
It was Desmond Bane, right, in game 4. But Jaren Jackson Jr. gave you 14 and 14 and really didn't feel like that he was a factor in this game.
Yeah. No, I mean, he
much of one.
Yeah, he wasn't. And I think that.
But he gave you 5 blocks, but it didn't feel like in the fourth quarter he was much of a factor at all, in my opinion.
Yeah, I mean, the truth is he didn't decide the game. I mean, and he's capable of being that guy in the fourth quarter. And I think the problem is that Ja's hand is really limiting him as far as shooting the ball. And so he's not that same, dynamic guy that he is when he can shoot the 3 ball. Because once the 3 ball is going down, you're in a world of hurt with Ja. But since he doesn't have that, it's a lot easier.
Yeah, I don't know. I thought Ja played well. I thought that he, especially early, but man, I look at all of the shots that Jaren Jackson took and missed in the fourth quarter. Like, I mean, it just feels like he missed a lot. And I don't know, dude. I feel like Ja Morant did nothing in the fourth quarter. I look at Jaren Jackson Jr. I just feel like, I don't know, man. I think their big players have to step forward.
Yeah.
I think they have to step forward. And I think Dylan Brooks not being a factor in the second half.
Yeah.
Like, that's a problem. You cannot, in my opinion, get outplayed that badly by Desmond Bane. Desmond Bane dominated for you in the fourth quarter.
Yeah.
He's the reason that game stayed close.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I could be wrong. I'm happy to say I'm wrong, but I think you got to go with the Lakers in this game.
There you go.
I think unequivocally you got to go with the Lakers. I'm going to take the Lakers to win, and I think it goes over the 222.5. I think it goes over. And then you've got Miami at Milwaukee, 7:30 on NBA TV. This game's impossible. By what justification is Milwaukee a 12-point favorite? How do you justify that?
Yeah, I think it's a couple of things. I don't agree with the 12-point number, but here's the story I think that they're trying to tell, which is Jimmy had the game of his life last time around, which won the Heat the game.
Yep.
Giannis did not have a good game, both defensively and offensively.
Yep.
And I think there's a belief that Giannis can bring the Bucks back. That Giannis is
by 12.
Well, yeah, but that's my point. Like, I don't understand why it's 12. Like, I can understand 7 or 8, but 12 seems excessive. But I just think that there's a belief that people will bet on Giannis to bring them back.
I don't know, man. 12. This is a huge number. And look, do you guys buy into this? I mean, 12 points? 12. I find this to be outrageous with what Jimmy Butler did.
Yeah, and I think, it's not 12. I think you're talking about a 5-point game,
So you're going to take the
Milwaukee.
Heat to cover.
Yeah, you're taking the Heat to cover. I do think that this game goes under in Milwaukee because I think Milwaukee's going to play much better defense.
I would
think they're
agree.
going to be way more locked in.
I would agree.
And they're playing for their life. So you would expect a 40-piece out of Giannis for sure. But maybe not. I don't know. I was a little surprised. This last game in Miami, really surprised that Giannis didn't have 30. There was plenty of opportunities. He just was very passive, very not locked in, like just kind of meh,
Yeah.
Not the usual aggressive, run you over, dunk on you Giannis. So I don't know. I don't know what that was out of Giannis, but I can guarantee you will get normal Giannis tonight.
I think, and again, this is just my opinion, if I were to be a man of Duckett placing, there's no way that you're betting the Bucks to cover the 12.
No.
There's no way. And by the way, I also don't think there's any way you can bet the over in this game. I think you take Miami, and I think you go under it. I think you absolutely go under it. Jeremy Callahan. Hey, Monty, how about the under with Giannis the other day? We're looking pretty smart now, eh?
Yeah, he didn't score 30. But
he didn't score 28. He scored 26, and you were having a panic attack on text.
Yeah, I mean, it was frustrating. There was no reason, like I just said, I mean, I don't mean to repeat myself, but it just felt like he wasn't engaged. It just kind of felt like he was blah. Like he just was sort of half there.
It felt like a guy who had a back injury is what it felt like. It felt like a guy whose body hurt.
Yeah.
That's what it felt like. Jet Wayman says Bucks by 15, just saying. Bucks by 15.
I don't know about that, Jet.
As the resident bookmaker on this show.
Yeah, Bucks by 15 is a little aggressive, my man.
That feels a lot aggressive.
Yeah.
Bucks by 15. Okay. Jeremy Callahan, yep, a 5-point game, one way or the other.
Yeah.
Dude. Jet, you're throwing me off my center here. Bucks by 15.
Yeah, he's
Keaton
good at
Critchlow.
that.
12 points, got to take the Heat. As dogs, you do. Fear the Deer says Giannis is still hurt. It's obvious. I think so. Jeremy Callahan, Giannis was doing his Kawhi AD imitation the other night. Well, you ain't wrong. Okay, so what do we want to put the over-under on for Giannis points?
I think it's got to be 25. That's
he's going over 25 points.
Okay. Do you want to do 28 again?
30.
Okay, 30.
29 and a half.
Okay, 29 and a half. I'm saying he's over that, but
I think he's over that. I
Yeah.
I would agree. All right, final game of the night is probably the game of the night. Golden State, the Warriors at the Beam Team.
Now this is a proper line.
Sacramento hosting the Golden State Warriors. It's +2 to Golden State.
Mm-hmm.
Or I'm sorry, -2 to Golden State, +2 for Sacramento.
Now, we all know what that line is. That line's playing on the emotional heartstrings of Warrior fans. We all know what that is.
I would agree with that 100%.
We all know what that is.
235. 235.
Mm-hmm.
You know what this feels like to me? This feels like the Kings are going to bounce. Now, okay, what do you think of De'Aaron?
Oh, I think he'll be fine. I think the injury is his finger is really sore, but I don't think it's a situation where, De'Aaron Fox isn't going to be able to shoot, isn't going to be able to operate.
Right.
Like Ja's injury is way worse than what De'Aaron's dealing with. And you notice I saw it on ESPN the other day. De'Aaron's injury, when he sustained it, he was like, "Ow, my hand just kind of hurts," but he played right through it, no problem. So I don't have any doubts that he'll be fine.
Yeah, I don't know. I think one of the interesting things, and again, this is just my opinion, but I think one of the interesting things about this is I think De'Aaron's the motor that makes them go. But this is exactly what happened with Kobe.
Yeah.
Kobe had the broken finger, the dislocated knuckle, the broken bone in the finger, and he didn't miss a beat.
Yeah.
But I'm not saying De'Aaron Fox is Kobe Bryant.
It's first opportunity to be, though.
But guys that play hurt who make the statement, because De'Aaron said there's no chance I'm missing this game.
Yeah.
No chance I am missing this game.
Yeah.
I think you have to buy into De'Aaron Fox. I'm taking the Kings to win the game.
Yeah. Yeah, I think
Put your balls on the table, boy.
Yeah, I think I got to take the Warriors. I think it's a must-win game for them. They know if they lose this game, you're done, obviously.
By the way, did you hear that Draymond and Chaboy Poole had another altercation?
I'll drop that motherfucker.
Around about January.
Mm-hmm.
Draymond Green called out Jordan Poole for being unprofessional in a team meeting. And he said Draymond Green said it was my last moment. It was either going to be they've accepted me and listened to me and I'm back as a leader, or I'm out altogether. And he said they accepted me. They took it seriously. Jordan didn't like it, but everybody rolled with me on it. So they had another incident in the locker room.
But, Draymond didn't punch him in the face.
No, that was the first time where he knocked him out. He knocked him out.
Yeah.
He knocked him out. Mike M says sack. Fear the Deer says Sacktown, baby.
I think if you're a betting man, you have to go with Sacramento, but I feel like there's a really good chance for the Warriors to win this one.
Boyd Lake says Splash Brothers.
And that's the thing I think you can't account for. Like, what happens if Steph and Clay have 60? What happens if they just go off?
Well, I mean, anyway, it doesn't matter who's doing what. If they just go off, it's over.
Yeah.
It's over. They're not going to go off. Although this is as well as Clay has played all season.
Yeah.
There's no doubt about that. By the way, the Knicks have opened up a 7-point lead, 21-14, 4:06 to go in the first quarter. And Don's been a non-factor. And Danny Green just hit the side of the backboard with a shot.
Dude, what are we doing? I mean, what are we doing?
I don't know, dude. The Cavs look terrible. They look terrible. Nate Davis says the Clippers and Clay, Leonard, Paul, George are done. I don't know what you do with do you cut Kawhi Leonard?
Yeah.
Do you cut Paul George?
No.
You're not cutting either one of those guys. I could see you trading them.
Hey, Claw.
But if you guys didn't hear, Kawhi Leonard's got torn meniscus in the knee. So, yeah, that's not good. Knicks are dominating. Brunson's got 8. He hasn't missed a shot yet.
And now he's got 10.
23-14.
Yeah.
Unbelievable. Unbelievable.
Yeah.
Unbelievable. Fear the Deer says, there's the pot calling the kettle black, Dre. Well, but
we know you're not a Draymond guy. We
at
get
all.
it.
I
We
know you're
get
not
it.
a Draymond
We
fan.
get
All
it.
right, so I'm taking the Cavs to cover the 5.5, and it goes over.
Mm-hmm.
I'm taking the Lakers to win, and it goes over. I'm taking Milwaukee to get under the 12. And the over-under on Giannis at 30 points is over. And I'm taking the Kings to win, and it goes over the 235.
There you go. Yep.
Okay, where are you at? So you're
I
taking the
took-
Warriors to win.
Yeah, I'm taking the Warriors to win, yeah. So I'm taking the Warriors. I'm taking, I believe I don't remember what I said now. Gone through too many games.
Yeah. By the way, Eric and Raleigh ain't wrong. The Warriors made a huge mistake with the Jordan Poole extension.
We'll see.
Huge.
We'll see.
Huge. Tell me that's a huge mistake.
It won't be a huge mistake once he matures, but he needs to mature.
Jay Washington, trade Kawhi, keep PG and Westbrook. Isn't that amazing how fortunes have changed for Westbrook? Nate Davis, I meant the Clippers are done with the boys, both those guys, yeah? Don't disagree with that. Riley O'Brien, Kyle Collinsworth told me the other day, Jalen Brunson is better than Donovan Mitchell. It's been on my mind since. Is it true?
Ain't no reset.
I don't know about that.
Games are a lot different, man.
Yeah, they play two totally different positions.
I would say that Jalen is more reliable for like 25 a night. Like he's just gonna, he knows how to get his points. He's real savvy.
He's
about
an
it.
operator.
Yeah, so you know what he's gonna give you on a nightly basis. But I think Don is more able to go off for 40, 45, 50. Like when Don is on, he's way better than Jalen Brunson. The problem is he's not on enough.
I don't know how to get him on. He's 2 of 5 and 0 at 2 from 3.
Yeah.
So, I mean, he is already struggling again. Evan Mobley's been terrible in this game. Like, I just feel like Donovan Mitchell is playing with the weight of the world on his shoulders. Like, he's got to do the whole damn thing, and that's not how the Cavs are going to win. That's not how the Cavs are going to win.
Yeah.
And Evan Mobley continues to be a massive disappointment, in my opinion. Just a massive disappointment. And you can keep thinking that Danny Green will hit an occasional 3, and that's probably true. But that guy's like a 10-minute player. This team's going to win or lose based on what Donovan Mitchell does because he makes everybody else's life easier.
Yep, that's right.
Same thing with Jalen Brunson.
That's right.
Same exact thing with Jalen Brunson. So I don't know. Is Don a pressure player? He hasn't been yet. He hasn't been. If we're being honest.
Talk about Book while we're talking about pressure players.
I don't know who that is.
Yeah, Book.
I'm not sure who you're talking about. Who are you talking about? I mean, you talking about KD?
No.
Oh, are you talking about the sex machine?
Uh-huh.
Devin Booker.
Right.
The Kardashian slayer.
Right.
That booty whacker.
Wet like I'm booked.
It's my guy.
Right.
Donovan Mitchell, he's better than Book. Shut up.
It vexes me.
Devin Booker can't carry a team.
Terribly vexed.
What do you know? What do you know?
Nothing.
47 points. The best player in the NBA right now. In this playoffs. Devin Booker. Who scored the most points? Devin Booker. Who's hit the most clutch points? Devin Booker. By the way, top 3 defensive guards. Devin Booker. Who's shooting it better than Devin Booker? Nobody. Right now, you need a bucket. Who you giving the ball to?
Yeah, probably Book.
Sex machine.
Yeah, I know what time it is.
I think that's the end. I think that's it. That's the end of the conversation, right?
That's the best game I've seen in his career. It's better than the 70-point game.
It is the first time where I have said to myself, yeah, he does remind me of Kobe. Because he always has talked about that. He is somebody who wants to resemble Kobe Bryant. And he says he wants his game to identify like that of Kobe. And I think last night's the first time where I was like, yeah, that's who that was. And Devin Booker carried that team through that series. I think Kevin Durant found himself the last 2 games. He was much more normal. Last night, I thought he was pretty damn good.
Mm-hmm.
And I think Devin Booker's the only reason they beat the Clippers.
Yeah.
Because without Booker, they're not winning that game. So, I mean, we can go round and round about it.
They're not winning the 40-point Norman Powell game.
Dude, I'm telling you, man, the guy's on fire right now. Brad Turner says, give me Brunson. Hate to say it. I want consistency. Don't disagree. His point was Jalen makes his teammates better, and if he beats Donovan back-to-back years in the playoffs, is it Jalen? It might be. It might be.
Yeah, it might be.
Might be. Absolutely. Michael Peck. Can we play the what if Kawhi was healthy his whole career game? Oh, my God.
Hey, Claw.
Would he have 5 rings already, I would
He
guess?
would be better than LeBron, in my opinion. He's a
I
better
think he would be.
He's a better defender than LeBron.
That's no doubt about it.
In my opinion, he's not quite as athletic as LeBron, but I think he has got more work hard in him than LeBron has.
I would agree.
And I think that Kawhi Leonard, unfortunately, is this odd personality who is injury prone. And he's lucky he's got a championship, because if he didn't have that championship, I think his career would have been a lot different.
And I think that Kawhi has damaged himself irrevocably with this. Well, let me manage my load, bro.
Is this the dagger?
How did all that work out, the load management thing?
Not good.
Because 2 years in a row, you've had knee injuries now. So, Brad Turner. Yeah, too much pressure, or Brunson is better mentally or something. I mean, the mental part of the game is what it is, because Jalen Brunson's not more talented. There are a few more talented players than Donovan Mitchell.
Agreed.
But you either put the ball in the hole in a big game or you don't. Period.
And you know what they say? It's a make or miss league. It just is.
Yeah. And it's when you make or miss them that counts even more than that, you know?
Yeah.
Jude Okoro is single-handedly bringing the Cavs back. 31-26, 45 seconds go in the first quarter. Fear the deer. Ruffs might have a point about Don going missing in the playoffs. We can live on we can live on bubble Don forever. I'm not saying he doesn't go missing, but you know, I mean, the guy is not absent for Cleveland. He had one bad game.
Yeah.
And they lost that game. And now they're on the borderline of losing the series.
I think the point with Donovan is that he's had more of those. He's had more 11-point games than he has 50-point games. And I think that's the issue.
Fear the Deer says, I'm with Monty on this one. The sex machine is at the peak of his powers.
Yeah.
That being said, the sex machine has some serious teammates. Well,
yeah, but the thing though, James, is that, and I was thinking about this last night, those shots he was single-handedly making were incredibly difficult.
That is one of the best playoff third quarters I've ever seen.
Dude, when he was hitting those threes in the heat check, I was like, you're not stopping this guy. Like, just feed dude. Like, just give him the ball and let him go score.
And you know what I really appreciate? Kevin Durant doesn't care.
Yeah.
Kevin Durant facilitated for Devin Booker last night.
Yeah, because Kevin wants to win.
That's very rare. Lamont Tucker. Monty, now that the T-Wolves are out, what changes do they need to make? Honestly, I think that they are an immature team, and it's hurting Edwards' growth. Well, Ant is a stud.
Yeah.
I mean, if there's a better player than that dude, I'd love to understand it. Because at his age, there's no reason he can't be one of the top 5 players in the league in 2 years. And I think you got to move on from Rudy or Karl Anthony Towns. I'd move on from Cat. I mean, it's going to be very difficult to trade Rudy right now. They cannot play together. And I think Karl Anthony Towns is overrated now. And I know that I have always advocated for him, but at some point you have to be better than you've ever been, and he's never going to be better than he was.
Agreed.
So that's what I would do. And I think Anthony Edwards is a stud. I do. Boyd Lake, Westbrook helped out the Suns. I thought Russell Westbrook was excellent in this series.
And I think everyone kind of agrees with that.
He had some moments. Certainly he had some moments. And now that Jake's about to flip on the Laker game. Hint. I think Russell Westbrook helped the Clippers more than he helped the Suns. No doubt. Vorlon Angel 1811. Staples issued a restraining order against Klyavkov for stealing envelopes in preparation for future PAC departures.
That's what I love about the Pac-12 conversation. You'll just get one guy out of the blue trolling Klyavkov for no reason.
Dude. Andrew Streeter. Clips got to trade Kawhi and or PG while they still have some kind of value. No, oh, absolutely. Absolutely. I think you do. They're making too much money now.
Yeah.
Gary says Kawhi fraud injury Leonard. I don't believe that's what it says on his birth certificate, sir.
Well, it does now.
After the street closed Davis.
Brad Turner, who does everyone have in the Suns Nuggets? I think Suns in 7. I think Suns in 5.
Oh.
No, I'm kidding. I think Suns in a long series, 6 or 7.
I think it's 6 because they have Durant. I think Durant gets going in this series. I think he understands he needs to get going if they're going to beat the Nuggets.
And Michael Porter Jr. is not scoring 40 points in a quarter again.
Yeah, and he's not a big game player, Porter.
Jamal Murray is.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know about Jokic. That's an interesting, because I think it's Jokic and KD. And I think that Aaron Gordon guards Mr. No Catch the Ball, DeAndre Ayton.
Damn, that's interesting.
Because I don't know, you could match up very clearly with Dad Bod God on Ayton.
Yeah.
But why would you do that? Ayton plays small.
Jokic can't defend Kevin Durant, dude. He's not quick enough out there. I think
Michael Porter Jr. has to guard Book.
Yeah.
I think that Jamal Murray guards CP3. I think the question is, how do the bigs match up? And how much pick and roll is going to happen here?
A lot. I think you're trying to get Kevin Durant on Jamal Murray as much as possible.
Agree.
As much as possible.
Yeah, and I also think that my guy, Cantavius Caldwell-Pope, is going to have a massive series.
Hey, what do you always say about him? Shoot him to victory.
He shot the Lakers to a championship.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, I don't pretend to be a fan of the Denver Nuggets, but I respect the hell out of that club.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that was the thing that worries me is that was no pleasure cruise against Minnesota. And it really worries you when you look at some of the bench production for Denver. Bruce Brown's the only one that played any real serious minutes off that rack.
You don't talk about a guy that misses playing with Kevin Durant. Bruce Brown was a thing when he was on the Nets.
Well, he's a thing on the Nuggets. I just don't know how much of a thing.
Yeah.
I don't know what you do because I don't see Cantavius guarding Devin Booker.
No.
And I think Michael Porter Jr. is a guy that's going to have to do that.
I think you're spot on with Porter Jr. on Book. And I think the only question is, how does Denver want to defend Kevin Durant? Does Denver see, Buddy's name, the other guy that Aaron Gordon guarding Kevin Durant? Or do they want to do what you were suggesting? Put Aaron Gordon on Ayton and get Jokic out on Kevin Durant. My only concern with Jokic on Durant is the perimeter. I don't think that Jokic can keep up with
Kevin
KD.
Durant's not fast or quick. Kevin Durant is elusive because you have to respect the 3-ball. And he's got handles so he can get by you. Can he be quick? Yes. But that Euro move last night, that Euro step last night, that's why he's impossible to guard. But I don't care if you put my mom on him.
Yeah.
You're not stopping that Euro step. Right? So I think it's going to take a village to defend the Phoenix Suns.
Seriously.
I mean, Porter Jr. is going to spend time on Kevin Durant.
Know your role and shut your mouth.
I would have to think that you are going to, at some point, have to play Thomas Bryant in this series.
Yep.
If you're Denver. That makes a lot of sense to me. But, I mean, what role does Reggie Jackson play in this series? He didn't play at all in the T-Wolves series. Did not play at all.
He's rested.
Does Ish Smith see any time? Probably not. But you look at some of the guys that have played in this series, I think it's Bruce Brown and I think it's Jeff Green. Those are the guys that are going to play.
I think you got to give Reggie some minutes, though. He is a veteran postseason
But that's my
player.
point. Right? Reggie Jackson.
Yeah.
I think Bruce Brown and Uncle Jeffy.
Yeah, Uncle Jeffy.
Off the bench. I think that's who they play because you can't tell me that Christian Braun has a big role in this series.
Nah, not at all.
But you know that Jamal Murray, Nikola Jokic, and Michael Porter Jr. are playing 40 minutes a night.
Yeah. I don't know that Aaron Gordon has 40 minutes a night in his body. I think he's like a 35-minute a night guy.
He's excited about it, though.
Yeah.
Aaron Wilson gives us a $2 tip to say, wreck 'em, Tech, excited to play BYU.
Excellent.
TCU is not. You know.
Yeah.
He is not.
Yeah.
Greg Hawkins, the resident Utah Ute expert, says, I hope you hang 40 on BYU. Aaron Wilson says we may. You probably will. You probably will. Tanner Plummer says, Greg Hawkins, how many games do you think BYU wins this year? 4. I watched us put 74 on Nebraska. Okay.
And kick a person when he's down.
I mean, as you guys were. Jet Wayman, the Towel King of Utah. KCP will guard Booker the majority of the time. I think that's going to be difficult because Devin Booker has shown that he can just shoot over KCP. And I think at some point you have to ride or die with what you have.
Yep.
And I think KCP is a very good defender. He is. There's no doubt about that. But at some point, shooting over dudes is going to get tired for Denver.
Yes, it is.
And I know that Michael Porter Jr., the problem for Michael Porter Jr. is his footwork is not elite.
No, he's not. He's not a great defender. He's got size, and that's why you want him to guard Book. But he's not a great defender. And I think the thing is I would say KCP is a more reliable shooter than Michael Porter Jr. The problem is he's not nearly as tall. So it's a trade-off. And I think the real question is for Denver is strategically how are you going to go about this? Because you know that the Suns are going to look to put Kevin Durant and Devin Booker in advantageous matchups, off the pick and roll. So it's like, all right, how are we going to handle all that? And that's why I think Denver will struggle in this series. I don't see 7 games in this series. I think the Suns are more than talented enough if they make shots to dispatch these guys in 6. But, again, now I feel like Denver is actually a true matchup. Once Kawhi was done, you were like, all right, the Suns are going to run away with this.
Just got to get through this. Just got to get through this, right?
Get your rest. This Nuggets series, I feel like, is the first one where it's like, all right, if you miss shots and you're not your best, they are going to own you. And that's what I'm curious about.
Yeah, I don't disagree with that at all. Let's see. Fear the Deer said Philly and the Nugs will be well rested. Well, you're not going to be more well rested than the Suns. So when does that start? Saturday, I think.
Mm-hmm. Saturday.
I mean, didn't both of them play last night? I think Denver closed that game out last night.
They did. Yeah.
Right. So you're going to be off Thursday, Friday, and then you play Saturday. So Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. And then there's King James. Here we go, Lakers.
Do we get a vintage performance out of Bron tonight to eliminate the Grizzlies?
Somebody's going to define who they are tonight. And I think it's going to be very interesting to see if that is Ja Morant. Because I think Ja Morant has done a lot of damage to himself with this whole hooker booty in my face with a gun.
He has. I would agree.
And Desmond Bane fell out of bed, and guess what? He hit a jump shot. Because that's what that homeboy do.
Yep.
Desmond Bane can shoot.
Yes.
2-0. Memphis opens the scoring. I'm curious to see, and they are already running pick and roll with Jared Vanderbilt. And he throws an alley-oop to Bron. Unbelievable.
Let's go, baby.
And no deep. And this is what I am asking about this game. Where the hell has Memphis gone defensively? This was one of the great defensive teams in the NBA. Where has Memphis gone defensively?
Well, I think, you lose Kyle Anderson. You lose Brandon Clark, who is one of their better defenders.
Yeah, that's a fact.
And I think, you start having to have guys like Tillman on the floor regularly.
But are you really telling me that Dylan Brooks really had his nuts clipped by LeBron?
Yes.
Is that really how soft he is?
I think that's exactly what happened. I think that LeBron, you guys all know the clip going around social media. Bron before, what is this, game 6, I think this is?
Before game 3.
Before game 3, where Bron walks up to Dylan Brooks and talks some smack to him and then proceeds to, beat him on the final possession going left. I think that was the end of Dylan Brooks, honestly. You'll see him make some shots here, but he's not the same guy.
Yeah, and I think you can see already Ja Morant is trying to end people. I think you can already see it. And I'll be curious to see what is Ja Morant's box score at the end of the first quarter, because he strikes me as a guy who could easily have 15 points at the end of the first quarter. He's being that aggressive.
Yeah.
But you'll notice he's not bringing the ball up.
No.
So this is their third trip, and Desmond Bane's got 5 points already. 5 of the 9, Desmond Bane has hit a 3 and a 2. So this is why I'm asking. Is this going to be another huge game for Desmond Bane? LeBron James from Poughkeepsie shoots almost an air ball, and then Austin Reeves gets a turnover. Unbelievable. Unbelievable with this guy.
Yeah.
Austin Reeves gets a turnover that leads to an Anthony Davis dunk.
Mm-hmm.
Like those, you cannot replicate those contributions. You just can't. I'm telling you. You can't. This game's going to be phenomenal. I'm aroused. Nobody cares.
Oh my God, just like that. Oh.
This game is going to be
awesome.
Amazing.
Yeah.
If you are not watching this game, the only thing you should be watching are UFO videos.
That's right.
All right, let's do it. Non-sports stories of the day presented by our good friends at Bucked Up Energy. Bucked Up. Let's do this thing, yo.
Yeah.
Bucked Up Energy. We told you earlier, brand new freebies from Bucked Up. You got to get the hookup. It is the Buckshot from Bucked Up Energy. It is a phenomenal product. It is, if you are somebody that needs, good energy that'll carry you through the day, that's what Buckshots are. They are small but potent. Little drinks, you sip them, you pound it, all-day energy that's clean. It helps you be focused, productive. It's stress-free productivity because the thing that's great is Buckshot Energy gives you calm energy and sharpness mentally so you can get more done because it's clean, long-lasting energy in just that little Buckshot. Get it now. In the description below, there is a link for 6 free Buckshots. Click the description below. Just click on it. You put in your address. Boom, done. 6 of your choice, any flavors you want. They'll send them right to your front door. It's flipping awesome. Get the Buckshot right now at buckedup.com. Use the link in the description. If you want to go to buckedup.com, use the promo code Monty to get 20% off your purchase. At checkout at buckedup.com. Are UFOs real? And let me ask this right. Are UFOs of alien
descent
real? Alien origin? Are they sticking their beaks into your brain and sucking it out of your cranium?
Whoa.
Hey, guys.
Are they kidnapping you?
Hey, guys.
And look, Shirley MacLaine, who claims she's been kidnapped by Orpheus, the mongrel. She didn't say that. She just said she's been kidnapped by aliens.
It's the fucking vernal equinox.
But I've seen E.T. I know how this shit works.
Right.
But I want to show you this video.
Yeah.
Because they're saying that this video right here, this is from Colombia.
Yeah.
This is a pilot in Colombia who caught what they are describing as the greatest UFO sighting ever
now
on camera.
I slowed this video down so you could more easily see what they're looking at here because it goes zooming by at full speed. You can find the regular speed video on social media. But it's really interesting.
Do you buy it?
I don't know what that is because it doesn't look like a military stealth plane or something. It's just as a thing.
It's moving so fast.
Yeah.
There are no propellers. There are no engines.
It's just a thing.
It's just an object zooming past a pilot airplane.
Yeah.
In Colombia.
Yeah.
Is it alien? Is it some idiot with a drone? I don't know what that is.
Yeah, I don't know either. And I think it's really interesting. So in the comments, are you about UFOs? Are you a UFO person? Yes or no? What are we doing here?
So Mrs. Monty is here for the Utah Grizzlies playoff game.
Fucking A.
And she is snickering in the background, but she doesn't have the calmness to come on and defend her position.
Right, her position, because we don't bet in this town. We have
as
positions.
I egg her on
right.
to try and get her to come out.
Ain't no reset
of the office.
Yeah.
Why don't you just there you go. Hi, Mrs. Monty.
Hello.
I'm all in on the alien thing. I am a big believer I'm a big believer in UFOs. I And again, this is just my opinion. Like I said, I've seen E.T.
Right.
So I know it's real.
Right. Because E.T. was all facts. I mean, there was no,
E.T.
that
phone
was,
home.
that was a biography. It wasn't fiction, right?
No, that was absolutely that was a documentary.
Yeah.
That's me.
Oh, boy.
There she is. There she is. Miss.
No idea.
Hey, can we get a shot of that low stim bucked up you're rocking right there?
Miss
What do we got going on here?
I can't hear myself at all. Be cool if I could, but
Hello.
Hello.
Is that you? Can you hear us now?
I can hear you now.
Can you hear? Is that too loud?
No.
No. Is that good?
It's good.
Anything? Anything?
No.
No? Now?
Yeah, there. Yeah.
Okay, good.
Yeah. Hello?
All right, there
Hello?
you go. So there you go, the low stim bucked up. Mrs. Monty, you've seen the video now. Do you believe that UFOs are real?
You know what that was?
Oh, God, here we go. Was that an alien talking directly into the microphone?
Waldo?
Was that an alien talking directly into the microphone? I think it was.
Oh, my God. It was unidentified.
Oh, God, here we go.
What?
No, it's not real. Listen, dickhead.
I didn't say whatever was in that video was not real.
Now you listen to
Although
me.
we have no proof that it was real. I'm just saying it was unidentified.
That's why they call it an unidentified flying object.
Shut up.
Now, let me guess. If there was a hot blonde with big tits driving that ship, you would have identified it long ago, but there wasn't, so you did. You don't care. You just want to watch TikToks laying in bed with the video on high.
Oh, my God. Oh,
yeah.
my God.
We are here. We are here.
Oh, my
For
God.
the behind the scenes.
So we're laying in bed last night, and Mrs. Monty's like, hey, bro. Hey, bro, would it be too much to ask for you to put those potato chips away?
Can you do something for me?
I don't eat in bed.
So, okay, so what happened? What happened?
I was trying to, we were a topic short.
Okay.
We're a topic short. So usually I use TikTok for two things, golf tips and lifestyle topics.
Right.
Well, and clearly golf tips isn't helping you, so.
Damn. Damn. She went in. Wow.
I'm Shiva, the god of death.
Wow. Okay. This is Monty setting the tone here.
God.
We could have a whole other conversation.
You
about
haven't
that.
even seen me golf. Yeah, you're too fat. You cover up the clubs and the balls.
I'm just teasing.
Please.
You walked right into it.
I did.
It's true, actually. That's true.
So
Yeah,
I use TikTok and Instagram for lifestyle content on the
right.
show.
Non-sports stuff.
No, non-sports stuff. So I'm flipping through it, but it's obnoxious and you don't realize it when you're watching it. But I'm just flipping through reels looking for, hey, look at this UFO flying by my fucking window. And so you find
everything from our chicken got loose to a golf tip to some some chick who's I changed the way that I put on my makeup, and it's
I'm so bricked up right now.
and it's constant blah 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 flip blah 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 blah.
So she's like, hey man, hey honey, I have breasts. Look over here. Put the phone down.
That's what fucking ticks me to fuck off.
Put the phone down. Look at the boobies. Focus. No, we're seriously. She's like, hey, would it be too much to ask to turn that thing off? I'm like, no, it wouldn't. So I turned it off, turned everything off, put it down, and went to sleep and had one of the greatest nights of sleep ever.
I was just trying to read, and I'm trying to read the words, and it's and I'm like, oh my God, I can't. I can't.
But I try not to do that in bed. I try to watch I try to find my topics on the couch when I'm head nodding off asleep.
Yes.
I'm trying to find, and then what I try to do is I try to read stories while I'm laying in bed, and then we eventually put our phones down and go to sleep, right? And last night just was not that night. So now I have to be much better about it.
Right.
Anyway, all of this to say,
appreciated it.
do you believe in UFOs?
No. I mean, I do believe there are unidentified flying objects. We haven't identified what they are. So they're unidentified. So, yes. Do I think they're alien? We have no evidence to point that they are.
But you have no evidence to point that they're not.
Oh, my God. Same
know,
with
reset.
fairies. Thor.
Whoa! The proper nomenclature is not fairy. Man. Anyway. What do you mean Thor? What do you mean Thor?
We don't have any evidence that Thor isn't real. He's a god.
In God's name, image, and likeness.
Are you really? Come on now. You seriously are going with the Thor argument.
I didn't even go ghosts. No evidence of ghosts either, so.
Okay. Mike Phillips says, headphones? I'm not putting on headphones in bed. I need to have more discipline. You know. But that's just me. I don't know. Greg Hawkins says, what are the overwhelming majority of documented UFO sightings worldwide from the United States and why are the from United States and Canada? Yeah, could be. This was in Colombia.
Yeah, Colombia.
I don't know why I'm saying it like that. And if you don't know what we're talking about, here it is again. This is what is purported to be an alien race.
Well, they're
coming
saying
in
this
to
is
vacuum your brains out of your cranium.
They're saying that this is some of the best UFO footage ever caught.
Ever. No, they're not saying some of. They're saying this is the singularly best UFO footage ever recorded in the world.
I'd like to know what the standard is for saying it's the singular best.
You
Are
can
we talking
see it.
Quality?
No, you can see you can see the ship. You can see the shape of it. And in the full speed one. And I tweeted it out. It's on my Twitter feed, The Monty Show, Monty, The Monty Show.
But haven't there been other videos that would, show you the same thing?
No, usually it's grainy bullshit. If we're being honest, usually it's just...
Actually, I agree with that. Yeah,
it's like, hey, Peter, look at this through a small hole in my tinfoil window.
Peeled back the tinfoil on the windows to catch a bird outside.
Yeah, and I was listening to Alex Jones, and all of a sudden I heard a noise, and I went and recorded it, and it was fuzzy.
Infowars.com.
And my wife claims it's a cardinal. And I'm telling her it's not. That's what it usually is. This is like legit a pilot out his window. And if it's photoshopped, hey, dude, you should change careers because you're amazing at Photoshop.
Well, we do have deep fakes with AI, so just saying.
Do you really think that's what this is? Do you think this is like an AI thing?
I bet you, if you went to an AI generator, you could ask it to create a video of a UFO, and it would create an astoundingly
Why are you such a
view.
skeptic, though? Like, you don't believe in... I
Because
mean, I have to
never
argue...
had any proof.
Okay, but has there been any proof of God?
Oh,
well,
God, you went
exactly
there. You
my
went there.
point. I'm just
why
gonna
you
say,
went there?
But yeah, there's every single video that you've seen. It's unidentified because it's unidentified. We don't know what it is. But people like to assume that means it's alien.
Well, Boyd Lake makes a point. He says this is where the most advanced military develops technology. That's why these sightings are mostly here. Could it be a military plane?
I would not doubt that some of the things people have recorded as UFOs, are actual military.
Oh, you think so?
Would not doubt it.
Okay.
I'm not saying that we are creating alien spacecraft.
Tanner Plummer, who's going to be excluded from our next promotion, says, I've seen a lot of UFO footage, and yes, I would say that footage is the best. Mike Maples, UFOs were above Phoenix, but they were never identified.
Well, that's why they were. Never mind.
Unidentified.
I'm going to be over here.
Unidentified flying.
Because they were unidentified.
Jeremy Callahan, to be fair, the degree to which things are reportable has been much higher here.
That's true. I agree with that. Yeah, I agree with that.
Miss Science Fair, Miss Human Walking Science Fair. What do you say to that? We have the technology to record these things.
I think that most developed countries have the technology to record them. And I think there's a lot, I can't say how many have come out of what countries. I'd have to probably look that up online, but it just doesn't fascinate me.
Are you a believer in Area 51?
Well, there is an Area 51.
Do you think there are dead alien bodies there?
I do not. Again.
Tanner says,
no evidence.
Tanner says, wait, why am I excluded on the next promotion?
Okay, see, now he's starting to believe you.
Tanner,
should stop
I was
running
really
that
glad
there,
that you bought 4 cases of Miami.
Tanner did not buy 4 cases
I
of
thought
Miami.
You said he did.
No, Ken Williams did.
Oh, Ken, damn.
Tanner
getting crunked on the Miami.
Tanner almost died on Bucked Up LFG the other day.
I was going to say Jim and Juice.
Bro, Tanner rolls into the comments section. He's like, my skin is itching from Bucked Up.
That's the pre-workout.
That's what I'm saying.
I took pre-workout this morning.
Oh, God. Here we go. Craig Hawkins, Mrs. Monty is spitting so much sense right now.
Thanks, Greg.
Mike Maples, Mrs. Monty is spot on.
I'm here for a supervisory capacity.
Tanner Plummer, Monty, Mrs. M is an atheist. Atheists are naturally skeptical.
I am a skeptic.
Jet Wayman.
Yeah.
I've seen one firsthand with my brother, 100% sober. LOL, just saying.
I like that the caveat was 100% sober.
Well, he says he was. LAFB is also in Phoenix. Something
okay.
Air Force Base? I don't know what the Air Force Base is.
Lawrence? No, what is it?
Labial.
No.
What?
I need a dick. I was listening to the
Luke
segment
Air
on
Force
the way
Base.
over here.
Luke Air Force Base.
And I was
thank you.
dying laughing.
Dude, it was hilarious.
Yeah, well,
Oh,
you know.
anyways.
I'm a believer. I don't think we're alone in the universe by any way, shape, or form. And if you all think we're alone in the universe,
There's just absolutely no evidence.
LeBron again with an incredible
We
block.
are so far away from any solar system that could even sustain
but you don't know that.
life.
You don't know that.
We've been studying it for a really long time.
But no, well, you haven't been. There's the wife head turn right there.
Astrologists, or astronomers.
Who's the black guy?
Not
What's his name?
astrologists.
What's his name? Oh my God. C. Grover Cleveland. Oh my God. The astronomer dude. The black guy. Oh my God. What is his name? You know who I'm talking
Neil deGrasse
about.
Tyson.
Neil deGrasse Tyson.
I was just going to let you dangle there, secret.
Yeah, I've heard that, but you tend to let me dangle.
Oh my God.
You know. And then who's, I don't know. What are you banging Bill Nye the Science Guy and all of a sudden he's like giving you all this information?
No.
So you don't believe it in any way, shape, or form?
Well, you just don't have any evidence. Is there potentially a solar system out there that supports life? Yes, absolutely. Do we have any documented evidence that anything has ever visited or been within our solar system? No.
It depends on what you believe. Depends on what you believe. I don't necessarily believe that we have had. I don't think aliens are coming to vacuum brains out of craniums. Like I don't think that's happening. I don't think. What was that movie that Lopsy Chan was in? Where they went and fought the arachnids and stuff.
Oh, what are you talking about?
Like everyone, nobody quits. Everyone fights. Space Force?
No. Oh, it was so cheesy too.
Where they had to kill the big ants and stuff. And
it was like that big giant blob. It had
the brain, and it had the Doogie Howser MFer.
Oh my gosh.
Right? That's not true. That's not true. There are not arachnid planets waiting to eat us in half.
Right.
It's not Starship Troopers.
Thank you.
Starship Troopers.
So bad.
Right? I don't think that's what it looks like. But is this shit we're looking at with the in Colombia, where it's like some superhuman thing flying by a fucking window? Yeah, I think that could be an alien.
Yet we've never detected anything that's breaking into our atmosphere other than meteorites.
Okay, this is not a meteorite. That thing moves
how
on a
did
line.
it get in here?
Well, it's got
Well, I think that's part of the allure of the alien angle, though.
It's not a meteorite.
I think a lot of people are like, "Hey, well, you're right. We can't explain it, but isn't that that's sort of the premise?" I think people go with aliens.
People like to jump. That's jumping to a conclusion that has no relation to it.
Yeah,
Anyways,
I don't know. I look at this thing and I think it's legit.
I think it's really fascinating. I mean,
I would agree with that. All right, can we before we get out of here, can we talk about Lululemon, please?
Oh, my favorite.
Now that we're done talking about aliens.
Right.
Yeah.
Who's paying that much for pants? Did you guys see the profit margin on Lululemon?
I'm sure it's ungodly.
Lululemon they're not making money, they're printing money.
Absolutely.
Lulu, how much would you spend at Lulu?
Well, I recently found out that they resell it's either gently used or like new. And that's how much I would pay, about $65. I would never pay the full price again. I have bought a couple of things at full price, and I would never pay full price again.
Ever. So you just won't There's no chance you'll ever do that.
I was there on Sunday, and I looked at everything, and I pulled up the resale site, and I was like, oh, good. They have them in my size.
Well, and now they make like men's clothing now at Lulu.
They do.
Like,
And-
see, part of it is that that's it. Lulu seems like so much money.
It is.
It's like there's just no way that you can. And look, they're making hundreds of millions of dollars because it's got a little horseshoe logo on it.
Same thing with Nike. Come on.
Well, now,
the clothes
let's
that Nike makes,
let's not get carried away.
90% are like the ugliest stuff I've ever seen. And you're like, oh my God, that's a $300 shirt.
Yeah, I totally agree with that.
Why would you wear that?
But again, all I wear is Nike workout clothes and some Reebok, but like Nike yoga pants,
Yeah, but
$35.
Yeah, but like basic, exercise clothes. Yeah, for
Nike definitely is guilty of having some stuff that's way overpriced.
Yeah, but it's usually ugly and furry and
But it's
puffer
name.
jackets.
People want name. You know.
I would agree. By the way, the Memphis Grizzlies have ballooned their lead now to 11, 35-24. With 1 minute to go in the first quarter. We'll keep you up to date on that game. A 7-0 run in the last 60 seconds has pumped up that lead. I don't know. I think, and the thing I want to talk about real quick before we get out of here is like the vanity plate of, because I'm this guy. I want PXG golf clubs. I am all about Air Jordan shoes. Like is the wording bad? Is it bad? I don't think it's bad, but I don't know why that particular Lululemon story about how profitable they are stuck in my craw. Because like Jordans are super comfortable and they're a fashion statement. Is that from a woman? Is that what Lululemon is?
Yeah, I would say it's pretty equivalent.
What about like, what's the other store you shop at?
Athleta.
Athleta.
Yeah.
Are you like Athleta's cheaper?
It's cheaper. It's a Gap product. It's the rival to Lululemon for Gap, but a Gap product.
Bro. You guys want to hear some craziness? Minnesota's fucked. Anthony Edwards cited for assault after allegedly swinging a folding chair that struck 2 employees after the Game 5 loss.
It's not what happened. It's not what happened. He's running off the floor, and there was a chair in front of him. He, as he's running, picks the chair up, and he sort of like gently tosses it against the wall. And it happened to hit, I think, the leg of a police officer, and the police officer is suing him.
Hey, oy.
Well, now he's been charged with assault, though.
I'm sure.
So this is not nothing.
Mm-hmm.
This is crazy. This is crazy. And, oh, by the way, Julius Randle left that Knicks game with an ankle injury. So
it's not ideal.
Yeah, tomorrow's show is going to be bananas. By the way, the Knicks are up 61-51 at the half in that game. Anyway.
Here's the Anthony Edwards thing. Like, he's just running off the floor and flips this chair.
You can't do that. You can't do that.
Is it assault, though?
Yeah, he threw it up in the air.
Assault's a little strong, dude.
But by the letter of the law, it's assault.
Yeah, well.
It's assault. All right, there you go. Love you guys. Good to see you. Mrs. Monty, appreciate you being here. Are you going to admit UFOs are real before we leave?
They are unidentified. They're real. They might be real things that are unidentified, but it doesn't mean they're alien.
I tried. I tried. The Monty Show presented by our good friends at The Advocates. TheAdvocates.com. Say goodbye, Jake.
Goodbye, Jake.